pillows beneath me, just ignore it.
It's a boppy is what we call it. Your little boppy pillow.
That's for babies. Hemorrhoid pillows and boppies are different.
It's a donut, isn't it?
It's a donut. You're right. Boppies are for kids. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why they can't do the same job.
You're right. You know what? Why would you say something so controversial?
Because boppies are more expensive because they're targeted towards babies, and you don't want to waste your butt on something that expensive, or waste something that expensive on your butt.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to waste your.
Don't want to waste my butt. Oh.
Level 20 scholar has like banana ass saving throws.
Can't even see my race. That's why I stopped. I just remembered.
Level 20 Zamira has proficiency on every single saving throw.
Does she have 12 dex saves?
She does have a plus 12 to her dex and a plus 11 to wisdom and a plus 10 to con.
Does she have a plus 14 to intelligence?
No, but she has a plus 7. Okay, but do you have a plus 18 for your acrobatics throws? Not to mention 85 speed.
I am speed.
Motherfucker, Sonic the Hedgehog over here.
It's probably making a level 20 character.
Thank God, it's not just me.
Yeah, Matt just doesn't have the time to let me on.
I'm panicking.
If you guys don't have it when it's needed, that is your problem, not mine.
Yeah, but what if I just say random words and you believe
To be
that?
perfectly honest, level 20 Akari is very simple. Horizon Walker does not do
Like an artificer, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, monks have. I have so much shit that I need to like be prepared to use. What scholar's HP at level 20?
132.
That's it?
I feel like it's wrong, but I haven't been into it.
Out of a fucking feather? I have
321.
Oh, yeah. So I need to just change it to fixed hit points because I don't.
I was like, there's no way. Level 129 is like a level 11 character.
Okay, 170. Fixed. There's a lot of shit to figure out. Like more feats to take. But infusions, like literally being level 20 artificer is the stupidest thing because like literally every feature requires time to like you need to infuse 2 6 items to get plus 6s, plus 6 energy, so on and so forth. You need time to create infusions, to store spells, and create just
Sorry, that's all right.
yeah, should I go to
I read the title of this episode very wrong. I combined the first letter of the second word and like the end of the first word. And I read it wrong.
Oh no.
I thought it was infiltration and penetration.
Why couldn't it be?
what is the actual?
Infiltration and preparation. Ask any football announcer, they'll tell you.
They really got penetration on the field there. Really penetrated a lot.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Dice. Welcome to our Wednesday night campaign, the Castaways. How y'all doing?
Amazing. Because we haven't played in
I
forever.
apologize for the belligerentness of these 5 individuals. Elliot, I'm not even going to throw you in there because
There's literally
you are
2
not a
people in
part of
this room.
that.
There's 2
No,
people
we're-
here that are actually innocent, and they're the top left and bottom center. Everybody else is fucking depraved.
Did you say
Only
Kita
Jesus.
is, or did you say Liz is innocent over here?
No, I
Yes.
said top left, Matt.
Oh,
He has
he
to
is
deal
not
with us.
innocent.
Uh,
Whoa.
He's a whore in his own right.
Anyway, I'm in a good fucking mood. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take this.
And you got a
this
sharp
stage.
fucking shirt on. Maid. I like that.
I
Yeah.
had a company dinner with some coworkers. The
Hey.
boss was in town, so
Fun stuff. How'd that go?
and I figured I can't take this shirt off. You know, it's not safe.
Oh, you looking good for us tonight?
No.
Oh, not
Yes.
not for us. What?
He opened the collar
Ooh.
for us.
No, hey,
Yeah.
hey, show us some chest hair there.
Sexy.
Oh,
Man.
I guess I better pull up the actual Zamira
Just-
and not the
just
level 20
remember,
Zamira.
no nipple.
Roger that.
Read the nipple.
Hey, Matt, let me ask you a question. A really hard question to start the session. When I learn an infusion, do I immediately get the item?
Wait, say that one more time.
When I learn an artificer infusion, do I immediately get the item?
No, you have to take time to make it.
But it's a replication, right? It's not like when does it happen? You just level up and then you change your infusion, you just have the object. Like am I like
You don't just
role-playing?
you don't just like poof, it's there. You have to like actually take time to have it.
Well, that's news to me.
That's why you wearing sunglasses.
That's a
Why don't you
good
mind
question.
your business?
Okay.
There's
Roger that.
their prescription, if that
Uh,
helps.
Because
It does.
Prescriptions?
To scroll back up, Kopanga asks, answer your question. The answer for your question, why are we running on Wednesday and not Friday, is because I'm a madman and run 3 campaigns. So there's a Monday night campaign, a Wednesday night campaign, and a Friday night campaign. The original being the Friday night campaign.
You were right the first time though. Matt just doesn't know his days of the week yet.
Yeah, you're right.
They haven't covered that in school for him.
No, I've spent so much time in this
Congratulations
world
on
that I
second
don't know what the day of the
grade.
week is anymore.
Did your beard get shorter?
Yes, it did. I trimmed it.
Interesting.
It was needed. Got a haircut, trimmed the beard. My team won the NFL or won the Super Bowl, so I'm pretty happy.
Yay.
Yeah, fuck you.
Congratulations.
Still doesn't make you not a
I was half tempted to go throw on my Rams jersey for tonight's stream, but I decided not to.
DM, you are thrice as loud as everybody else, according to chat.
Really?
Well,
Good use of the word thrice. Nobody uses thrice
I can
anymore.
check. I shouldn't be.
That's why I picked that one. He said twice or thrice, but I was like, ooh, I never get to say
oh,
that
that's my
one.
fancy. There is another word for twice, and I can't remember what it is right now.
Double.
No. I meant in the vein of thrice. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is.
You're saying
Triple.
twice is not thrice.
Twice, thrice, quadrice, quintice.
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm-
According
Quintique.
to OBS, we're all about the same level right now, so should be better. I only adjusted it slightly, so I shouldn't have been 3 times as loud, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Give us a
Uh,
follow-up.
so, how you guys all doing tonight?
But he asked us that.
No, I didn't.
Don't argue with us, chat. Is he telling the truth or not? Oh shit, Kapungus is twofold now.
I just checked the audio mat. Seems okay for me, but I'm not the one who's complaining about it, so we'll find out.
According to OBS, we're all spiking about the same area, so I should be about the same level. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear music?
Maybe he's just listening more
No,
intently.
we cannot.
Nope.
hear
Why
music.
is music not playing?
Uh-oh. If only your tech guy was there.
I drank my coffee too fast, and now I can feel my heartbeat in my ears.
Jesus, that never happens to me.
I think of cats and all the dogs in the neighborhood bark.
I can smell the moon.
Well, there's music. It's fucking loud. I gotta turn the music back down. What am I saying? God damn.
I can hear it.
Ah.
Thanks, man.
I'm barely audible. I'm quiet.
Let's see.
Matt just doesn't love me. I'm here to welcome you to the Friday Night Dice ASMR stream.
Baby, let me tell you about Friday nights ASMR.
What the hell?
I'm gonna give you that good token.
All right, everything should be good as of now. You guys ready?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Doing some
So-
D&E. Come on.
Quick introduction here, guys. We have Elliot joining us here tonight, which is Hex's brother. He's going to be playing a guest character with us here for the next few sessions. We will let him tell who his character is whenever we get there. But eventually, we'll get there. Should be this session. Last we gathered, we watched as the 5 individuals known as the Castaways continued their plans, while Astoria and Kothar and our new Warforged friend, Scholar, ventured to the ruins of High Pass. They began construction and search for raw materials, for parts, to start building some sort of gravitational field, a trap of sorts that might be able to be used to trap Zeltroy in some form of area, to ground a dragon, something that could turn this massive beast into a dragon that would not be able to fly away from them. But they quickly found that what they thought was going to be their saving grace, the transient pylons, having the power and the capability to create such a field, was much larger and harder to maneuver than they thought it was going to be. As they continued to throw around ideas of how they would move it and how they would get it transported to the battlefield to create an ambush to deal with Zeltroy, our other 3 friends began their investigations and continued stealthy look-arounds of the small town, shared in a few stalking missions as they followed a small courier along the riverbanks to the outside of the shattered fields. Sorry, wrong place. Shattered forests. After infiltrating and getting the letter out, breaking the wax seal, and successfully resealing it, they learned a few new things. One, that Kalu was searching out in hopes that his father would still return, that he might come and rejoin in the city of Ophila. The other thing they learned was that there was one amongst the groups of generals that seemingly was feeding information to Zeltroy.
Among Us.
Sus.
Jesus Christ. They found that Zeltroy seeked out for his wives when he would come to the choosing ceremony that they were always arcane gifted. Trying to learn more about what this might mean, our 2 stealthy individuals, Akare and Zamira, you traveled back to the city of Ophila and decided that you'd take a look around Kalu's house for yourself to see if his information, or perhaps something of his generals, specifically as General Loxus, would lead you to some information. So we find the 2 of you on the outskirts of the Doranast Manor. What would you like to do?
I think we should do a quick equipment check, make sure we've got everything in order. You've got the other earring, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. And I equipped the bow.
Mm-hmm.
You equipped it and attuned to it during last session.
Do you have the goggles, or do I have the goggles? Who's got dark vision here?
I do not.
Okay, we'll say that I do. Any other equipment we need?
I don't think so. But I do think that Time is of the essence here. Could come back soon.
I don't remember if we sorted out. Do I have? We don't have another bow. You're just with my bow. I'm just short sword up in here, huh?
No, you have your bow back. Fang gave
that's
you your
right.
bow back.
That's right. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. I mean, I've got every. I think we do this.
We go in through the door, or is there a window?
Yeah. Can we get a look at potential entry points?
Yeah, I mean, you
Is
guys
that-
have spent
is
a
that
few days in this house, and you've gotten at least a decent look over it. So you've noticed that there are two main, at least, entry points that you've seen. A door that leads out of the side kitchen, out to the side, kind of into the gardens, those same gardens where you met Astoria and Kalu the day before, and the front door. Besides that, there are windows along the bottom half of the house and windows along the top half of the house. Although you've never seen stairs that lead up to the second story of this building. Seemingly, maybe they're inside Kalu's den, where you've only gotten short glimpses into it whenever he goes and comes from it. The only other places you've seen are that main central chamber whenever you enter, which is the war room. Essentially, he has that large table that kind of opens as soon as you walk through the door, where he and his generals kind of meet. That secondary chamber after that, which is kind of like a small library. It has about little bits of books and valuables across the various different shelves. Your guys' room off to the left for the men, the women to the right, next to the kitchen. There's then a secondary room next to the men's room that you guys have never seen anyone come or go from, but no one has ever been in. The door's never been opened. And then the central door, because there's kind of 5 doors going off of this half-moon-sized room that goes into Kalu's den.
I think we just mosey in, and then when we actually start going into unwelcome areas is when we sneak. If the door's locked, I could potentially open it. I still have the picks.
You can always punch it open, but that seems
A
loud.
little loud, yeah. Let's try to keep this clandestine. I suppose we'll just mosey in and go to the door that leads to Kalu's den. And when we cross what feels like trespassing territory,
Sure.
we'll keep an eye out for people and start sneaking.
Okay. As you guys pass by, the 2 guards that are normally posted outside the front door kind of nod at you guys as you walk in. There's nothing strange about you guys returning to your place where you're staying, so there's no reason to think that there's anything afoot to really be worried about. As you enter in, you can see Kalu is currently standing with Loxus and Lusol, 2 of his generals, at the war table, looking over a bit of maps at their table. They kind of look up at you, but don't really say anything. They go back to what they're doing and don't really pay you any mind.
Okay, the goal is let's not leave any indication that we've broken in.
I thought you weren't coming in with me. That way you had plausible deniability. Because you said you didn't.
Pound, I think.
You said you didn't want to because you didn't want to ruin things with your family. So I told you I'd do it alone.
If you want to go solo, that's fine. I was hoping to use the spell that draws the shadows, but if you want to go, feel free.
I mean, it's up to you. I said I would go it alone for your benefit. But if you really want to come on. Just make sure that you're ready for any possible consequences.
Yep. I'll pull out a bit of ash and run it down my forearm and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Nice.
Just passing it in the middle of the room here?
Well, I mean, when we get to the door.
Okay. So as you guys kind of pass around the war table, and you can see they're not really paying attention to you at this moment, you pass into the den, and just as you kind of enter into the foyer that is in the kind of central chamber and around those five doors, you slip around a corner, cast Pass Without a Trace, as the shadows begin to overtake both of you. Which door are you trying to sneak in through?
What do we think? The one that never opens, or the one that we know leads to his den?
The known route's probably best.
Okay. We'll check the door. Is it locked?
It is the central door, and you can see it from the war table, so I'll need you to make a stealth check if you're trying to go and check it without being noticed.
Well, I already said I did it.
Okay.
Plus 10, Zamira. This is off.
Are we both making one?
Whoever's trying to go and open the door.
I guess that's both of us.
Yep, plus 10. Oh, I'm gone. Okay.
Oh! I rolled a natural 1.
Oh my word.
I will
But
remind you
with-
that you cannot critically
with-
fail, so...
With passionate trace and with my bonus to 17.
Not bad.
Okay. Matt, 42. See you later.
I'm sorry, 42?
Oh, I didn't roll with advantage. Oh, wait, no, that's right, because I don't have the bow.
You don't
Yep,
have your bow
42.
anymore. Did you roll with advantage?
Mm. Oh, yeah,
I
I
did
did
not
not. I forgot about the bow.
Okay. Reminder,
Oh,
we are
from a
past the
1
point in
to
the
a
campaign where if
19.
you don't say it, you don't get it anymore. So I will
You just
remind...
gave me that bow at the end of last session.
That's not my problem.
Yo.
35.
Matt's being savage.
I have given you guys a lot of lenience. This is the last one.
Agreed.
No mistakes, man.
Crucify her.
We can't
You
have
watch
any
it.
mistakes.
With a 35 and a 42, you go to check the door, and almost as if someone just sprayed WD-40 on it, it just perfectly turns, no sound whatsoever, and the door
All right.
swings open ever so slightly.
We'll sneak through the slightest crack that we can manage, the two of us.
Okay.
We're slinking in.
As you sneak in, you slowly close the door behind you. You look around, and you are within Kalu's den. As you enter, there are sets of candles that are kind of floating throughout the air, illuminating the room. You can look up, and you can see there is a secondary floor that's almost like a library. You're looking up, and it's just surrounded with shelves of books with a large, almost like chiseled oak decorative railing. You can see there's a spiral staircase on the far end of the room with a large wooden desk and an upholstered chair. In front of you is a large king-size bed just off into the chamber across the room.
Guess we'll start looking through things. Start with the desk,
Yeah.
shall we?
I think we should cover 2 things at once.
Just be ready to be back close to me, quick, in case something rattles that door.
Yeah. You can look at the desk. I'll go look at the other side of the room.
Are you going into his bedchamber, or are you going upstairs to where the library is?
I'm gonna go to the bed chamber because that's where the guy said he thought he kept it.
Okay. What are you looking
Check out
for?
the desk.
Make an investigation check for me.
I'm good at sneaking, not good at investigation.
8.
Impressive. Akari?
Oh, 7.
Akari, as you're searching through the desk, there are a number of different parchments across his desk that seem to be lists of supplies, a list of guards and their duties. There's a list of different trades of who goes out to go the hunting, whose job it is to do the hunting this day, whose job is it to go to the farms this day, whose job is it to go fishing this day, general everyday things that everyone needs to take care of. Then we go to Zamira. Zamira, for you, you're searching around the bedchamber. A large king-size bed that is immaculately made. Like someone who is very anal about their bed. This guy apparently gets up, perfectly makes his bed, no creases, no wrinkles, everything perfectly folded. You can see there is a candle next to his bed that is long since burnt out and is well used, with a small little nightstand. You go to search it and it's locked.
Sorry, Matt, did you say anal?
No.
Anal about his bed, in fact.
That's a great place to be anal, by the way.
I can't pick it without lock picking tools. I'll go try to get Akari's attention.
Make a stealth check for me.
Oh my god, I rolled with advantage and I rolled 2 natural ones.
Bruh.
Ooh.
Do I still have pass without a trace? Am I within 30 feet of him?
Probably. If you're going back towards the other room.
Did it to 17.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's a good thing I came along, huh? Jeez.
I will remind you that the advantage on the bow is once, not twice. Not an infinite.
Oh. Well. It would be the same either way, so. It's once per long rest?
I believe it's specified that it's once per long rest.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, it got us in the door.
Yeah. So yeah, the 17.
Okay. You kind of peek around the corner and start waving your arms, trying to be as quiet as possible and trying to get Akari's attention. Alright, you look up and you can see Zamira from the other side of the room.
Okay, I'll mosey over. What's up?
I went into his bedchamber and his nightstand is locked.
Okay, I'll mosey into the bedchamber. Man, he's anal about this bed. I'll go. Sorry. Anyway, I'll go lockpick this
Make a
locked device.
make a thieves tools check for me.
Yes. Good. It is good. 25.
You go to slowly pick the lock. You can hear the tumblers. And eventually, as you almost fixate the last one, instead of it just like unlocking, the drawer itself just pops out. Like you just narrowly missed setting off the trap that was there.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's inside?
As you like slowly push back a small little stick that's holding a spring, as you like pull open the drawer, you can see there is 2 books sitting there.
Okay, we'll just slide them out. What's on the bindings of these books?
No bindings, nothing written on the bindings of these books, but on the one you can see is a very old book with these iron accents to the outside of the binding and rough black leather. There's something familiar about this book to you, almost like you've seen it before, or perhaps even held it before.
Had to run across the damn house to find a pen. I'm out of breath. What is this book, or where does it remind me of? I should say.
This is the same book that you found from Nagarathu whenever the boat was sunk. Or at least a copy of it.
Goddamn. Nagarathu was Altosia in disguise, right?
That is what you guys believe.
Wow, thanks for
Super
wording it that
sus.
way. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sus
not
as
to make
fuck.
it
Sus.
business.
Really? Really?
I got a soundboard. What of it? That's what happens when you
I
start streaming on
fucking love
Twitch.
Somebody clip that.
It's sus as fuck. What's inside the freaking bindings? I don't think. Did we read the other one? I think it was written in a language I couldn't read.
You read the first page of the other one. It was written in Elvish.
I don't. In my notes, I don't know if I still have that book. Did we return that book to Altosia when we met
Nope.
her?
You guys never did.
So we still have it. So I don't need a copy, but I'll thumb through it real quick just to see if there's anything interesting in it.
As you begin opening up the first page, this one appears to be in better condition than the one you found that was Altosia's. And this one has a title as you open it. The Strife of the Three. As you flip through the first couple pages, that same ominous quote written in the dark, almost blood-like ink reads, pain, agony. My shadows burn through the cavernous depths of this island. The whole world heaves with my torment. Its wretched kingdoms quake beneath my rage. But at last, the whole of Tilstaria will break, and all will burn beneath the shadows of my wings. Signed by Zeltroy the Black Death.
Dude. Needs a chill, though.
As you go to the next page, there are various other quotes by innumerable other dragons, seemingly spawns of Zeltroy himself.
This is referring to other dragons?
Correct. Famous dragons, perhaps spawns of Zeltroy that have been tracked throughout history. Each of them referencing chaos, shadows, and bringing of darkness.
Are you relaying what it's saying to me?
Yeah. Quietly relay, quietly.
So it would appear that he knows Zeltroy is not a good guy.
I should mention that everything that is added after Zeltroy's initial quote looks to be in a different style of writing. Like someone has added it, made addendums, and continued. Each one looks, some even look older than the others. Like someone has been tracking these and adding them as they're found.
Is there any mention of like lineage of the dragons, like who their mothers would be?
No.
What's their ancestry look like?
Well, I didn't know because we were looking for the book that talks about all the women he's had. And so I didn't know if somebody was tracking his heirs, if they were tracking who their mothers were. Makes sense.
You haven't looked at the other book yet.
I love the idea that I could have not come with you and you just couldn't pick this law, couldn't read these books.
Yeah.
It
I would
would've
have just had to
you'd
smash the nightstand open and ran with the book.
Oh god. Okay, we'll check out the other book.
As you open the other book, it is a ledger of sorts. Writing down every family line and every wife that has ever been sent to Zeltroy. And there's a pattern. Each one, seemingly there are those, or I shouldn't say each one, seemingly there are those that come from the same bloodlines year after year.
As in the same mother or the same father?
Could be,
Or both?
it could have been the aunt of, great aunt of someone was chosen and then they were chosen, or they could be eons apart, but every so often there are those from the same bloodline that are chosen.
Do you think we should take these, or do you think that would possibly lead to...
Leave no trace. We gotta put this all back, just remember it. Or take down some notes if you must. I'll do my best to commit this to memory. But
I'm
as I
gonna
kinda-
continue to peruse around his room and maybe the library, because neither of these is quite what we were looking for.
Yep, I'm gonna put the books back after trying to commit as much as I can to memory. I guess I don't particularly, to be more specific or maybe to help my character remember, Akari does not particularly care about the ancestry of dragons and how that's all been traced by, like, presumably Kalu. That doesn't matter. But I'll try to remember the quote at the start of the book, seemingly written by Zeltroy.
That same quote was written in the other book.
Right.
It's just the added ancestry of all the other dragons that have been tracked was not.
I'll
Can I
put him
check
back
the-
and try to reset.
Can I check the drawer
trap
for a
on
false bottom before he resets the latch?
So
Sure,
he's-
make an investigation check.
Every good drawer has a false bottom.
That's a 17.
No false bottom.
Damn it.
Not a good
It was
drawer.
worth a shot.
Close it up, lock it up, we're done. Yeah, we'll just keep looking around. This wasn't really what we wanted to find.
Odd book for him to have locked away, especially someone who touts Zeltroy's goodness.
At the very least, it shows that he's complicit. And that he knows that Zeltroy isn't, well, doesn't have noble intentions. But he still thinks his father can be saved. So I'll close the drawer. Everything like that.
Remind me, what are you guys looking for here? Because I remembered you were looking for the book on the lineage of who was all chosen and the women being chosen.
Yeah, that's what we're looking
Yeah.
for, the list of the women that have been chosen.
That
Well,
was
that
that
was-
book
that
that I
was
just
it.
that was that book that I
Yeah.
just gave you.
I guess
I
we'll
thought you said it
not...
didn't say their moms.
No, it did.
No, it did.
We'll
Welcome
we'll
back.
write down as much as we can. Yeah. We'll write down
Well,
as much
I
as we
asked
can.
if it was the mother side or the father side, and he said that it was
it
just
varies.
dragons from the same line.
It varies.
It's not dragons, it's like family blood.
Yeah, okay. So I misunderstood.
Everyone's being chosen from the same family
Okay.
tree.
Because I thought you were looking for something else, and I didn't have anything else in that room, at least. There's stuff in the
No,
rest of
that's
the
what
place, but
if that's what that book was, I mean, that's what we were looking for.
We'll jot down as many notes and names as we can. Does it mark who's alive and who is? I
it
mean,
does
have
mark.
years
No,
marked
it
to
does
or-
notate the families that are still present, which most, if not all, with a quick glance, are. There's not much death in this village. Seemingly, they are protected by the dragons here, as they tell you.
Can we retcon the book is still out?
What do you need from it?
Nobody
I
break
wanted
the
to
game.
go look. The girl that was chosen last year, who Hidai made friends with her mother.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to look for her name and see if there was someone else from that line that was maybe pretty close up, like a grandmother or something like that, that maybe the mom would have known.
Sure. Just make a quick investigation check to try and search through, because there's a lot of names in there, and it may take a little bit to go through it.
Oh. 4.
You don't see one with a quick glance.
Okay.
Now that the book is back, trap successfully placed back in. What else are you guys doing?
I'll just climb up to the library foyer, whatever the hell you want to call it, attic, and just take a look around. What kind of reading is he into? It's got any snuff? Snuff? Dirty mags?
Roll a d100.
Swipe some dirty books for Kidai. You know she likes those.
It's like The Hunt for Porn Part 3, Castaways edition.
93.
And roll another one.
Oh my god, I'm gonna find smut. 32.
The first book that you see, just a quick glance, says Unwrapping the Mysteries of the Universe.
Okay, I'll check that one out.
The second one reads Basic Ammunition Accounting for Archers, Crossbowers, and Slingers.
That's definitely
Whoa. We'll read both. What's going on
It
in
does
these
say
books?
slingers. You know what I'm talking about?
The third in which
Well,
the third in which catches your eye reads The Maid and the Monster.
We're looking at all of them.
Okay, what are you
Is
picking
she
up
a
first?
lusty Argonian maid?
Akari sits down with like a shawl and a glass of wine and starts drinking, reading a lot.
Let's go for the smut.
Okay, so you pick up The Maid and the Monster?
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of thing do the maid and the monster get up to?
As
What kind of
you
things are they into?
crack open the book, you begin to just skim through the first couple of pages, and it tells a story of a woman who was a maid to a man who was deformed and shunned by society, who eventually falls in love with him. And then there are some very grotesque and hideous love scenes in that book.
Oh. Well, but it's a nice
You
story.
don't kink shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like real life.
Oh.
Thanks, Emma, by the way.
I'll elbow Akari and be like, we should take that for Kidai.
Yeah, I'm pocketing that bitch.
Jesus.
I said leave no trace, but god damn do I want some smut. Alright, let's find out the mysteries of the universe. This one's gonna be smut too.
While he's looking at that, I want to just like go around and knock and kind of push on the bookshelves and like see if I can find like a hidden anything.
Okay, make an investigation check for me. As you start looking at the book, the Unwrapping the Mysteries of the Universe, there's a peculiar symbol emblazoned on the front of it. That same large, almost world tree-like-esque image with the roots that are kind of growing down through the almost down to the binding, and then there's like these wood-like accents that kind of grow out from the roots at the bottom of the binding and almost frame the front of this book. You crack it open, and it says same thing as the title, Unwrapping the Mysteries of the Universe, a cohesive novel written by a devout follower of Ahara, but does not give a name.
I'll skip chapter by chapter.
It's
See
a
if we can pick up the index, the big topics.
it's a short story about a man and his travels throughout the universe. And as his travels throughout the universe, he began finding these various portals around the world that, as he would step through them at the right place at the right time, he would seemingly pass through the barrier and find himself on different worlds. So as he began traveling these different worlds, he began studying and learning what each different world would have to hand to him. He mentions a world named Pylar, where he spends a lot of time in a large city built and ran by Warforged. Mentions a time where he spends time in a large city where there is a river on the outside known as Life Throat, nearly a mile wide. It goes on and on, telling various different ones. Zach, if I had something of yours, I'd put it in there.
That's fair. If I had something of mine, I'd give it.
But
There's a satyr bard named Oberon Cordelia. And he's sexy.
eventually, the story comes to an end as the man dies of old age, learning all he could of the various different worlds and passing it along in a book that he wrote.
I'll close it up. Oh, that was a nice fairy tale. Slide it back onto the shelf.
My investigation was a 19.
Looking around, and you're looking for, you said, a hidden door?
Not necessarily a door, but like, you know how sometimes people have like false fronts on bookcases, or you pull a book out, something opens, just like anything secretive or hidden on the bookshelves or in the room in general.
Sure. As you're looking throughout the room, you notice nothing very peculiar about the bookshelves, but there is a singular candle floating throughout the center with the others that are kind of floating above. You guys are kind of like in this large circular like banister that kind of overlooks the bottom den. And there are candles that are floating throughout, kind of barriers between the upper floor and the bottom floor, kind of illuminating the entire room. There's a singular candle in the center of that room that glows blue instead of a normal orange flame. And that's about the only thing that catches your eye as different.
Want to go over to the candle?
It's floating in the center of the in the center of the
How
air.
high is it floating?
It is eye level with you now, but it is about 5 feet out from the banister. You would have to kind of jump out to try and get to it. You can't necessarily reach it from where you are.
I'll just cast levitate and like
And go on.
gone.
Oh, there she is.
I said I'll cast levitate so that I don't have to jump and make sounds. I can kind of just like hold the banister while I'm floating and get it.
Okay, and what are you doing with it?
I want to look at it. I want to see what happens when I grab it.
Okay.
It matches my complexion.
You go to grab the blue flame floating on the candle, and instantly every other flame begins turning blue,
Oh boy.
and they start glowing brighter.
You done it now, man.
Is this an alarm system or is something cool about to happen?
I'd like you to both roll initiative, please.
Pardon me?
You heard me?
Okay.
Can I also be there?
Unfortunately, no.
How sad.
Right, so we're
18.
fighting candles. Sick.
Yep, I'm playing a candle.
That would actually be funny. 20. Sloppy.
It would just further the Beauty and the Beast theme of the book we found.
Yeah.
20, and what for you?
18.
Akari, at the top of the round, each of the candles begins glowing a bright blue. And as it does, multiple small little flame elementals shoot down into the floor below you and begin running towards the door, screaming.
Oh boy. You said there's a spiral staircase at the back of this room?
Yes.
Let's just get the fuck out.
I will just slide the books back where they were.
There are
And-
2 windows on this top floor of the banisters.
I'm jumping out the
Oh.
fucking window.
Oh god. The windows are closed.
The windows are indeed closed right now, but if you went over to them, there's one within 10 feet of you if you'd like to go over and investigate it.
Sure, I'd love to see if
It will take your action to investigate it.
Yep.
Okay, 10 feet
that's
over,
fine.
make an investigation check.
2.
Looking it over, it looks like the window is indeed closed, but it appears locked, and it might take you some time to get it open.
Oh,
I'm punching it.
Shit. No, ma'am.
Bruh, would you rather have a
You have a
broken
bonus
window
action
or
and
have
20 feet of
everybody run in
movement.
Here?
Shit, I'm thinking I might fucking cast etherealness, leave your ass.
Nice.
Piss. Shit. Damn. No, I'm good. I'm fine. We're all fine here. How are you? That's my turn.
Okay. Zamira, what are you doing as all these flame elementals have now hit the ground, and you can see
I'm
them motioning in the way.
sprinting
They
towards
haven't
the window.
they haven't moved yet, but they're trying to run towards the door.
I'm running towards the window. I'm gonna run over to it and try to open it.
Okay, you run over to the window. You can see that it is locked because Akari would have told you during his turn. What are you doing to try and open it?
I'm gonna punch it.
Oh god.
Okay. Are you punching it
Get
with
out of here.
Are you punching it with said ring or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some kid on the street's gonna catch a shard of glass in the skull.
And what are you doing?
Kill somebody.
How many charges are you expending?
2.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit for me,
This window's about to get annihilated.
and then roll the damage.
It's the AC of a window.
That's a 22 to hit.
It's gonna hit the window. Roll your damage.
Oh, good thing I used the ring charge because that's minimum fucking damage on that dice.
Oh,
Oh, that's good though.
Don't forget that your
17
ring
points.
charges do double damage to structures.
Oh, that's true. Oh shit, that's a lot of d6s. This window just got yeeted into oblivion.
Nice.
25 points of damage.
As you guys are sitting there, and Zamira just like open palm smashes into the window, and there's like a second where nothing happens, but then like the vibrations of her hit around it begin to kind of shake the window until it shatters outward. All of the glass and the metal framework shooting out into the streets. Luckily, this window is on the back half of the building. Seemingly with a quick glance, Samira, it does not look like there are any guards in sight, but you definitely made a lot of noise.
I'm flying out I'm fucking running as fast as I can. And
Okay.
I'm gonna jump off any ledge, balcony, roof, and use feather fall. I don't give a fuck.
You
How
have...
high are we?
You guys are about 20 feet off the ground.
I don't care. That didn't bother me not one bit. I'm leaping.
Okay, how much movement do you have left? It would have taken you about 15 feet to get to him.
I have 50 feet of movement still.
Okay. You're 50 feet towards the tree line that is on the banks of the river, or the banks of the bay.
Can I bonus action Step of the Wind and get 65 feet further?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Zamira's just gone.
She's left me in the dust, bro. Shit.
Yeah, so as
You
Zamira
said you were gonna
smashes
cast
through this
three
window,
of them.
Akara, you're just stop there. You're looking. You look
Yeah,
back,
I've got my lockpicks about half out.
and as you like look up, or you're like fiddling with your lockpicks, you just see Zamira like almost to the tree line on the opposite end of the yard here.
Chad inspired the fucking candle.
Chad did inspire the candle. As we get to the flame elemental's turn, they all conjoin into a large flaming blue fire elemental. And as they do, they walk over to the door, and as they fling open the door, they begin letting out this wailing scream. And you can hear Kalu just start yelling out barking orders as the guards begin pouring in from the inside. And you hear one of the guards yell from the outside, "We heard something smash out back. Somebody get around back. Check that out." And you start hearing guards running around the back outside of the building. Unfortunately, they do not have enough movement to make it there. Akari, it is your turn.
We ruled a while ago that you can hold you can use an action as a full bonus action, right? Like if I can use my bonus action or my action to initiate a bonus action, right?
What are you trying to do?
Well, here's what I'm doing. I'm turning invisible till the start of my next turn.
Okay.
As a bonus action. I have the same climbing speed, same as my walking speed, same as my swimming speed.
You're just gonna
I'm
climb down.
I'm gonna climb down 35 feet, which will get me to the ground. Move another
15.
Half 15, and I'm gonna hold my action for just before the start of my turn. I will cast Etherealness on myself.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm invisible right now.
Okay.
We take those.
And then
Zamira?
right before my turn, I will step into the ethereal plane.
How many feet away am I from the woods?
You're about 30 feet from the woods.
Okay, well, I'm gonna run my full movement and Step of the Wind and get 140 feet into the farther in.
Make a stealth check for me to hide in the woods to kind of hide your tracks and hopefully go unseen.
Oh God, I'm rolling like dog shit tonight. It's a 9.
You get in the woods about 140 feet. You think your trail is going to be hard to follow, especially at that speed, but we'll find out. That brings us to the guard's
would've,
turn.
like, wiggled around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going into the ethereal plane.
That brings us to the guard's turn, who you can see a swarm of about 4 guards come to the back of the building, and they start looking around, and you can see that they look up, they're staring at the shattered building. They must still be inside. We don't see where anyone went. He points to 2 other guards. They might have gone into the woods. Go check. And you see 4 guards from the other side of the building begin running off towards the woods, as 2 of them are just kind of standing guard here, looking around a little confused. And then you see another one point back up, and he says, "Look, the elemental." And you can see the blue elemental. The flames have now gathered in the open God, I can't talk tonight. The open crater on the side of the building, and that blue flame elemental is just kind of hovering there, overlooking, guarding that entry point.
I'll be honest, DM, I don't have the time to read all of Etherealness because it's a big-ass spell, but I don't think I can physically hear any of that. When I'm in the ethereal plane, I can't hear what they're saying.
Well, you don't go ethereal yet, because you're after the guards.
Oh, gotcha. Roger that.
Yep. So now, your turn. Your
Sick.
invisibility drops, and you cast Etherealness.
I do. The spell will end at the end of my current turn, so what I'd like to do is spend... It costs me double movement to move, so I'll move half of 35, so 17 or whatever feet. And instead of going to the woods, I'm gonna hang a right and go into the city proper.
Okay,
And at the end of my turn, I'm gonna turn invisible.
you got it.
Because I can do this up to 4 times, and I'm fucking doing it.
Nice.
So you kind of retreat back into the city, and eventually, after everything's said and done, you reappear back in the city.
For record, Pass Without Trace does drop because I was holding Etherealness, which is concentration.
Correct.
Well, I was holding to cast it, so as soon as I did that, Pass Without Trace went away.
Zamira, as you're darting in and out of the woods here, you eventually come out on the opposite end of the woods, and you are sitting on the banks. That small little beach area where you guys had the party the night before. What are you doing?
Man, we've been
I'm gonna
made.
try to
Go
like
to high pass.
loop.
Just run to high pass.
I'm gonna try to loop around and like head back into the city without being seen. Like I was there the whole time.
And you're running?
Like from-
just sprinting?
Yeah. But not like into the city. When I get like where people can see me in the city, I'm gonna be like calm, cool, casual, you know.
Okay.
Oh, what's all this ruckus?
Sure, make a performance check.
God, I'm so bad at charisma. Oh, that's a 15.
As you turn and kind of make a right hook back towards the city, running along the edges of the forest, you can hear the guards kind of running throughout. So you kind of slow down to not look suspicious as you're running here on the beach. And a couple of the guards break out and they look at you. Have you seen anybody coming this way?
What am I looking for?
Anyone that doesn't belong.
No, I haven't seen anybody I didn't look for. Do you guys need some help?
Make a deception check.
How is that deception? I haven't seen anybody that didn't belong.
You're trying to save face, though.
You're acting sauce.
Another
Do
15.
the thing. Do the thing.
Oh my god.
Hey, real quick, can that get us, like, yoinked? Is that a trademark sound?
Don't know.
No.
I'd have to look it up.
Nope. You're good.
It was a 15.
Just trying to help.
I wouldn't use it on my Twitch stream if it get me in trouble.
The guards look at you, don't take any notice to what you say, and turn and keep going back into the forest to search. You seemingly have fooled them.
I don't like
Ah.
that seemingly.
That went fucking horrible. Horribly.
Hey, we got what we needed.
That was definitely on brand for us.
I'll go look for Kidai and Akare.
Okay. As you guys do that, we go to the Three Stooges.
Excuse me?
I don't think that's fair considering what Zamir and I just did.
You're right. You guys are the Three Stooges, and these are the geniuses.
Yeah, the absolute geniuses.
No, we just
I'm
we were the
very
Stooges,
average,
and
thank
we were
you.
the Marx Brothers.
Kothar,
Marxism?
Scholar, and Astoria, as the three of you now find yourselves in the workshop of the Doranas Tower here in the center of High Pass. A familiar place for you. Elliot, would you like to introduce your character, which everyone already knows?
Reintroduce. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm playing Astoria. Akare mommy. Old ass elf.
Scots. Like, God.
Those are all the notes he
one of
gave me.
us.
Sorry.
Those
Those
are
are
in the
perfect,
notes that I
yeah.
gave him.
You're doing a great job.
Sorry, mommy, in the notes.
Word for word.
Yeah.
No.
So we find the... Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry, you were about to do it. Never mind.
We find the three of you here in the workshop, which the golems have now repositioned the large transient pylon into the workshop for all of you. Or sorry, for the two of you to work on with Kothar's help. And you guys have begun to work on it and gather what latent energy you can find with the various different aether batteries and the Loxolite hearts that can be found throughout the ruins of High Pass. You find the raw materials that you can and have begun crafting and modifying this transient pylon to do what you need it to.
which we were trying to make it lighter.
You were gonna try and make
Correct.
it lighter, make a smaller version. You guys haven't really decided.
I think the idea in Kothar or Astoria, correct me if I'm wrong, was to make it light, try to make it lighter. Or I think maybe Astoria was going to work out a way to make it lighter, so that we could carry it. Because as it stands, it was too heavy for even Dwayne to carry.
Correct. It was. You guys factored out that with the 2 golems and Dwayne, you could move it across the field and across the plains. Just might take you a few days.
Which is not. I mean, at that point, I think the conclusion we came to is that if we couldn't find a way to get it flyable, it was not worth it, because we can't really spend 3 or 4 days walking it back, because they're going to be going slow.
Reduce? Question mark.
But only it
Does
doesn't
last
last
1
long
minute.
enough.
And how far do we need to get it?
40 or 50 miles. So we had discussed, I believe, applying some kind of electrical current to reduce gravity, some sort of current or some kind, in like looking at it. And if we could see something, I believe the plan was if we would spend the night, see what we could do, and then if we couldn't do it, I think we could just go back with the golems and call it a day.
Sounds right.
And remind me what the pylon was going to do at its destiny.
Whenever you guys
destination,
get
rather.
it to your destination, it is going to work as a gravitational trap to make sure Zeltra just can't fly away from you guys and to keep him within a certain zone.
Right, okay, that's the source of the gravitational pull there.
Yeah.
Correct.
It makes a fight pit for us.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess since we're back to the lab, because I think it took a couple hours, I'll look at Astoria, say, Astoria, and what time of day is it?
This would be mid-afternoon.
Oh, mid-afternoon. Okay, we still got some time. Cool. I'll say, Astoria, it may be wise for us to do some additional prep work in order to maximize our time here. Would you assist me with a preparatory creation? And I'll hold up the potion of watchful rest.
Oh,
Which is, I'll need a few more of. I'll say, if you assist, I may be able to create a few of these today, before we go through the night, and potentially aid us the next few days.
of course. Yes, just direct me as needed.
Are you skilled with alchemy? Or herbalism, as it were?
No.
I don't believe so. No, I not really in my purview.
Perhaps better if I work alone. But
I'm a quick learner though, so
I will look for a vial or like a beaker stand of some kind.
Sure.
Is there something like that?
You could find something like that.
Okay, I'm going to find a beaker stand, and I'm going to cast Tiny Servant on the beaker stand, and it will sprout arms and legs, and it shall be known as Carl Jung.
I'm sorry, what?
The beaker stand will sprout arms and legs and be mobile,
Yeah, I got that part.
and he will be called Carl Jung.
Okay.
I will direct you. You do not necessarily need to be skilled, but your assistance will be helpful.
of course.
Okay, let us get to work. And I will, I guess, try to brew as many potions of watchful rest as I can.
Remind me how much more, because I think I gave you a limited number of ingredients you could make for it, correct?
That's true, but I don't. Oh, because I crafted 2, and I had enough ingredients for 1 more.
Yeah, I believe you only had enough ingredients to make 1 more.
Which would be fine, because that will get us through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already have 1, so we just need 1 more. For Astoria.
Correct.
So, yeah, we'll just shoot for 1.
Okay. Go ahead and make that Alchemy check for me.
With advantage because she's assisting, or is that just going to
Lowers the
shorten
DC.
the
It'll
time?
more like she lowers the DC. I'm not gonna grant you advantage because Astoria does not have proficiency with it.
Okay. That's going to be a 24.
It was 20, so pretty good. You can get it done.
For a common item crafting?
Potions are a little different.
Oh, you bussin' boy. Sorry, continue.
But you get it done in roughly about 20 minutes. It does not take you long.
Shit. That's the shit. Okay. So I will hand one of the potions of Watchful Rest over to Astoria. Say, at around the time you would normally rest, drink this, and you will be able to work through the night on whatever you need to work on.
This will be most useful. Thank you.
Only if it's going to factor in Astoria. I'll remind you you're an elf and only need 4 hours for a long rest.
Right.
So, let us get to work. I think our best bet is to use the Loxolite hearts to channel a current around it and perhaps activate the gravitational energies. The difficulty will be what type of current, what strength, and where to apply it to create a reverse gravitational pull, though the experiments may prove useful in determining how to wire it arrive at our destination, ultimately.
Well, I can provide some minor magnetic pull, but
This will be a task of technology, not magic.
Correct.
Break out those fucking tinkering tools.
Let's break them out.
I would like both of you to make tinkering checks, or one of you can make it with advantage.
It's proficiency plus
Plus intelligence.
intelligence. Okay. That's +8. So
I got a 20.
24.
Nice.
Between the two of you and the course of the night, and using the various different Loxolite hearts, you begin conjoining them and taking what organic materials you have with the Loxolite hearts and inorganic materials like copper wires and various different components to start conjoining each of them and placing them in various different key points around the base of the transient pylon. You begin kind of sectioning them off and starting in areas that are somewhat far apart, beginning to get a bit of a gravitational pull from like one end to the other. And if they're kind of pulling against each other, trying to alleviate maybe some of the gravity in the field around it. And as the two golems go to lift it, it seems somewhat lighter, but you're going to need more time to get anything significant. But you got to step in the right direction.
How many days left? Oh, so we're coming up on morning in this?
You guys are coming up on the morning. You have... Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is going to be 7 days now. Or is it 8 days until...
It should be less than that, because I think it was 6 when we started. I think it should be 5.
I'd have to double check.
Or even.
I'd have to double check, but I think we're on day 7, but it could be day 6. Bothar, is there anything you would like to accomplish besides sleeping while they're doing this?
Nope.
Understood.
Well, timelines aside, I think we press on. Keep trying. Get the sucker as light as possible. And if we can make it adjustable, like if we can do the later work here, create instead of recreating the system later, we create a system that can work both ways, depending on what kind of electromagnetism we apply.
I think where you're getting your sessions, you're getting sessions and days mixed up, by the way, because it's been one day for the last 4 sessions.
Yeah. I thought when we got to Ophila, it was 6 days left, but I could be incorrect with that.
I'll double check and we can finagle it as needed, but I believe.
And the only reason I thought that is because I had done some math, and I needed to average like 6 hours a day of reading to get my book done.
That was gonna be my next question. Are you worrying about getting your? Have you been putting more time into your book?
So that's if we have that much time, then I mean I need to continue on the book. So I want to try and put some time in after we maybe 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever it is when we stop work on the book. I'll take a break and put some time in the book.
Okay. So timey-wimey stuff. Going back a few hours here, the party of Kidai, Zamira, and Akare, as all of you guys meet.
You said I wasn't there.
No. Zamira said she was going to find you after
Okay.
everything happened. So
Okay.
coming to the point where the two of them eventually find you in the city, outside the
That's-
grove.
I was wondering where I was. I thought
Yeah.
I was lost.
No, outside the grove where they eventually find you. What are the three of you doing?
Ladies first.
You're muted, Zamira.
That was close. Did they see you?
I don't think so.
Good.
Do we have the bag?
The bag of holding?
Yeah, isn't that Kothar's?
No,
thing?
Oh, I have it.
Bothar has that.
Oh, you
I
have
thought
it?
I had it.
I don't remember if he gave it to you. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
Maybe it's the other campaign. It might be the other one. Sorry.
As far as I know, Kothar still has the bag.
Well, Kita, I managed to scoop you up a present. And
A
I'll
present?
show her the smut book. The Monster and the Maid, was it?
Stop.
The maid and the monster.
Mm.
Akare,
Yeah,
you know what this is?
I read through it. Yeah.
Did you? And what did you think? I'm curious.
It's... Not sure I understand the purpose, but it's interesting.
Oh, well, I can go into detail if you'd like. You know, I'll just flip to a random page and start reading.
Oh boy.
And fade to black.
I wasn't gonna go that far into detail, Matt. Damn.
I can't trust you guys.
It's fair. You're right.
Fair.
You're right.
Fair.
Zamira will listen while she's telling him, super blushing and moderately curious, but trying to pretend like she's grossed out, like a kid when they're like, oh, kissing, but she's really listening.
You guys reading it and laughing.
Insight check.
Go for it.
16.
Zamira, would you like to make a deception check?
Sure. Oh, that's a 2.
You can see right
Jesus.
through her.
Do not run any more dice across your table today. You need to bring out the physical dice.
Yeah, I'm about to grab my physical dice because these digital dice are fucking me up tonight.
I don't know why you still use digital dice. It makes me sick.
You guys reading it and laughing. Look, no, that's in real life. His horns really couldn't do that. That's just not the purpose. It's not the
Oh boy.
Boy.
We're leaving that up to interpretation.
Very flush.
Well, we did get the list, Kidai.
Anything about my friend?
We talking about shit? I forgot her name.
No, I looked.
Amara.
Anything.
Yeah, Amara's the big.
She was the only one I specifically looked for, and I couldn't
Well,
find anything.
You
I
tried
do
to find
appreciate you
something about
looking.
her lineage.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I do
would-
appreciate you looking. I would have liked to give her answers, but I also get the sense that she's come to peace with what's happened to her family, and I don't know, maybe it's just time to let her live her life, and what happens beyond that happens.
It did seem like it was certain bloodlines are chosen.
Really?
Maybe you could ask her if anybody else in her family's ever been chosen?
I mean,
You know, casually.
I don't want to upset her. She's worried. She's worried about us already.
That's fair.
But she never did say. I mean, I asked a lot of questions. She never said that anybody else was chosen. She said that it felt random.
Fair.
Was it every family? Was it only specific lineages?
Only specific lineages. And it seemed like it branched enough to where it does feel random, but it's definitely pre-selected in some manner.
Well then, okay. I feel like I should have to make a roll for this, but DM, would I know if local people, local record keepers, census takers, whatever, would have records that would reflect the lineages that could be chosen?
Your knowledge, no such thing exists in this town.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I guess we have the ones that are already prepping anyway, but...
Oh, and we need to be extra careful because we did almost get caught and we set off, well, I set off an alarm and we had to break out of the window and run away. So the guards are kind of, if anybody asks, we were with you the whole time.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I saw you right here. I would like to know why certain families are chosen.
If I had to guess,
I think
it
we
was
already have that
maybe-
answer.
Yeah, they have skill in the
Magical.
arcane. They show promise anyway. And if it's about bloodlines, then maybe that skill is something they're born with.
If they really do show promise,
Maybe it's Maybelline, not sponsored.
maybe it is
I
Maybelline.
was literally typing that in the chat.
Kita, I know
I mean,
yours
it-
is the highest. What is your passive perception?
Passive perception.
I got like 20.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm on the wrong key die.
Too many Kita is not enough time.
I think hers
So
is like
many
24.
key dice.
I don't have
It
enough hate
is
for
25.
Jesus. Fuck.
Oh yeah, because you got the tattoo.
Okay. Continue.
My sexy tattoo. Sorry, that that made me go on a different tangent of thought. I guess so. If there are most that are being chosen for their adept magical or whatever type of skills, then maybe there's a chance that they aren't dead. You know, they would have to be useful for something. I don't imagine that there can be much use in their death.
But
Think
if they've
my
already
hunch-
procreated,
Ew.
Well, Zamira, I haven't
the
taken
woman
many
was a woman?
biology classes, but I don't imagine that a literal dragon and humanoids of this nature. I understand that he can be in human form. Maybe that has, I don't know. I can't wrap my hand around the logistics of them actually being wives.
maybe they're like seahorses, but somebody's making all these dragon babies.
What the fuck?
Are there more being made though? That's the
Pretty clever.
question.
This whole island is covered in juvenile dragons.
But we don't know how old they are. I mean, a juvenile dragon could be
I should
older
mention
than
you've
any
only
of
ever
us,
seen
correct?
young dragons, not juvenile.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, young dragons.
But a young dragon could be. Dragons live to be pretty old, right, Deanne?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so a young dragon could be times and times and times any of our age, I believe.
Zamira, you would know this just because of your background. A young dragon is anywhere between like 40 to 80 years old.
I mean, I suppose, but I mean, they said that he's taking them for wives. I mean, what else do you do with your wife?
Well, I had guessed that personally, I had assumed that they were sacrifices.
I thought our
Maybe.
original hunch was if they're skilled in the arcane, he's using their skills to try to break whatever Altosia has over him. and to
I
free
assume
him from-
sacrifice, personally, but
Could be.
Like human sock puppets.
Whoa.
Wow.
Why?
I don't think any of this helps us, though. What are we going to do next? It doesn't
Not-
really matter what the wives are taken for unless we can free them. But that's after we fight him anyway.
Right now, I say we lay exceptionally low until the guards have calmed down a little bit.
Well, I would say, Kita, if we're supposed to lay exceptionally low, that book is a hot item in more than one way.
I'm gonna like lean over to Kidai where I don't think Akari can hear me, and I'm gonna whisper, be like, Can I see that one time when nobody's around? Can I look at it?"
I will. Can I make a sleight of hand check to give Zamira like a little like signal or a wink without anybody else seeing it?
Go for it.
Okay, I rolled. Oh, that's a natural 9 for a 10. I do the big.
I mean, Akara, your passive perception sees that, so.
Yeah, my roll on Zamira was 25, and my roll on
Yeah, I
Kita
mean, he knew I
17.
was full of shit when she was reading the book, but
Did my best.
Yeah.
I did my best.
I
I'm sorry.
picked up 100% of that.
it's fine. But we're gonna pretend like we don't know that you did.
Yeah.
We think we're slick.
Akari, when you say hot item, where did this come from? Their
Yep.
okay.
Not only is it smut, it's stolen smut.
Can I want to take any of the herbs that I have and just not all of them obviously, but just the most fragrant herbs and spices that I have and just rub it all over this book to try to get just mask the smell a little bit. Just because
You have
I'm
your bags
scared.
of weed.
There we go. I'll mask it in the bags of weed. Just
So
rub the
damp.
bags of weed on it.
So now it's super hot. Like drug infested condiments. Like, hey, how do you hide
We're
this
here
book
for.
that you stole? I'll wrap it in drugs.
Yeah, obviously. That'll hide it from the dogs at least. And then
No dogs here.
no, there are
We'll hide it
dragon
from
dogs.
everybody except for the dogs.
There are dragon dogs, so they don't sniff for drugs.
It's the ATF. We're booking, boys.
Zamira, I do want you to know this isn't like the typical, goings on in a relationship. But yeah, you can take it, read it, come ask questions if you need to,
What are we doing, guys?
and I'll hand it to her.
We're buying time until the guards quit looking for people.
Buying time until the GM takes the scene away from us.
Look, if we can make the guards uncomfortable, maybe they won't want to be around us.
What if we go offer to help look for whoever they're looking for?
Yeah, you should ask the guards if they've been deflowered. That made those girls awful uncomfortable.
No, a woman asking a man if they've been deflowered means something else, Akari. At least to the man.
While you guys are having this conversation,
Thank you.
Kidai, you can hear the sounds of crunching twigs and leaves as someone approaches you from behind. As you turn, the three of you can see Kalu approaching. By himself, his rapier that is normally on his side, currently drawn.
We're gonna have to kill your brother, bro.
Okay. Does he look like he is coming specifically for us or behind us, or what can I tell from
He's
what is
walking
going
in a
on?
general direction, but he doesn't emanate any
Where's his
hostility.
eye contact?
Looking at you or looking at Akari and Zamira.
Oh boy.
I want to be in front of them, please.
Okay, you are in front of them. I don't know if the two of you heard, considering you were there.
Hmm?
My home was broken into earlier today. Peculiar couldn't find the people that broke in. Even more peculiar that the two of you went into the back of the building, but were nowhere to be found. Would you like to
walked right
explain
back
that?
out- We walked right back out the front door.
We left our quarters not shortly after. You guys didn't look up from your table.
Both of you make a deception test.
Oh boy.
Can we have advantage
Hold
since
on,
we're
hold on,
assisting
hold
each
on.
other?
No.
Should have kept my fucking mouth shut. Hey! 18.
15!
Spirits, don't roll virtual dice.
Yeah, you're right. I need to grab my actual dice, but it was a 15.
This motherfucker sees right through it. Why do you think he's out here? It's because he cast locate object on the fucking book. He knows. I told
Do you
you.
take me
it was
for
hot
a
On
out.
the
fool?
smut book?
Yeah.
No, this is the one book that's gone.
Yeah.
Porn. He's very protective of his porn.
It's like my smut section's been messed up.
Do you two take me for a fool?
No, but you've taken us for one.
Have I?
Hi, why are you walking at me with the knife? I don't understand what's happening.
I simply am keeping myself protected. Because apparently I don't know who lives in my own home.
Well, I'm Samira, and that's Akari, and this is Kidai.
The time for games is over.
The Lord's work must be done.
What were you looking for? And what was taken?
We found exactly what we were looking for.
Did you? What would that be?
You know what Zeltroif is, yet you tell your people to lie all the same. Why?
He protects my people.
Hmm.
Something I am unable to do. He provides protection. I provide what he needs. Every relationship has its give and its take.
Your
Except
gift seems
he's-
awfully large.
Except he's got a hold over you. You do it
The
for your
lives
father, don't
of the few do not outweigh the lives of the many.
Tell that to their parents.
Would their parents rather be dead?
you really gonna lie to yourself, Kalu, and say you're doing it for anything other than your father?
I do it for the betterment of my people. Something
The
you would
betterment
never
for
understand.
yourself.
You know that we know, and you know our stance regarding Zeltroif. What are you gonna do about it?
The three of you have 1 hour to be out of the city. You are no longer welcome here.
I didn't leave anything behind. I'll leave now.
I'm gonna like clench my fist and look at Akari and Kidai.
Where are Where are our other friends right now?
All
In
the
High
way in
Pass.
about 50
Yeah,
miles.
they're
50
way
miles?
too far.
All right. I'm gonna call Dwayne.
Don't have him.
We don't
Yes, I
have him.
do.
He's
No,
with
you
They
gave the
have
feather
him.
token to Kothar so they could fly to High Pass.
Shit, you're right. You're right.
How about this?
No. You have 1 hour. Or you become
If you don't
prisoners.
hear what I have to say,
I don't
the
care
rest
what you
of your
have to
village will
say.
know what you're really doing.
The
Do you want them to
village.
know?
You think they're going to believe outsiders after I explain what they just did? Broke into
When I
their
tell them
leaders.
to go look in your room for proof, they will be curious at the very least.
I have led them for eons. You have been here for days. You
You've
truly
led them
think you
astray and lied to
outweigh
them.
me in this situation.
It's not
Don't
about
bother,
weight.
Samira. Don't bother.
It's about the truth and what's right.
What's right is
And
my
you're a
people get
piece
to
of
continue
shit.
living.
Humor me with a question, Kalu. And then we'll be on our way.
And what would that be, my dear younger brother?
Why the family history? Why the lineage? Why the skill with the arcane?
Because not even I know why he tracks them down. But if he ever asks for a larger price, at least I know what I'm bargaining for. What I have to hold. If I have cards to hold, then I have things I can bargain.
No, you see, Kalu,
Lives are not what you can bargain.
the first thing you said when you came up to us, I do take you for a fool, and you just admitted you don't know anything. And I'll turn to walk away.
I'll follow.
I'm gonna stare at him like hella flexed.
I also
Just
want to
stare
keep
at
an
him.
eye on him while our backs are turned, if that's possible.
My back's not turned to him. He's not making a move on you. I'm staring right at him.
And little brother, return my mother within the day.
You think you have a hold over her, too? That's a conversation between you and her.
I
I
will
have
not
nothing to
let
do with
you steal her away from me as you did before. It
That's
is
not
your
my
fault she was
or your
imprisoned.
decision to make. And you know that. Now I'll keep walking.
Not moving.
Samira,
I'm just staring at him, like full on staring contest frozen.
let's at least walk. You can keep your eyes on him. I'll guide you.
Kind of like gives a quick flick of his blade, and you can see as like the blade begins to hum, and like this arcane energy begins to like wrap itself around him.
I don't flinch. Just keep staring at him.
I turn back around.
You need to leave.
You need to stop threatening us. We're leaving.
Are you? Because the two of you are standing and she is staring.
I don't take orders from people who bargain with other people's lives. I especially don't take orders from leaders who lie to their village. Look what happened to Tersana.
Care what happened
That's
to
because your
Prasanna.
leader was doing the same thing. You think you're any better than him? You're worse.
I know I'm better than him. Better than a devil,
beg to
yes.
differ.
Quite better.
You're selling girls without their knowledge. To
I'm
a
not selling
dragon.
them. I don't choose who is taken.
No, you
Actually,
just lied to them and gave them
Kalu,
away.
I do have a question. And you can read my intent here. It is purely academic that I ask this. Has any of your family, your mother, your daughter, your aunts, your nieces, ever been chosen as a bride?
have no mother, no aunt, no nieces. My mother has been frozen in stone for the last few hundred years, thanks to that man that you stand next to. So if you ask whether I'd rather her be alive and be a wife, or frozen in stone forever gasping for air, then yes, I would rather
That's
her be
not
a
what
wife.
I asked. Just a yes or no. And you answered that. Thank you. Zamira, time will come. You keep your eyes, I'll guide you. We'll follow Akare.
I'm gonna spit at his feet and back away, but not turning around.
Zamira, make a wisdom saving throw.
$12.
As you spit at his feet, he narrows his eyes at you. Grovel. And you drop to the ground and begin groveling before his feet.
Oh, I'm gonna make him die for this.
Don't
Dispel
underestimate me. Leave while you still can.
Mm-mm. Is that a spell? Can I dispel magic on it?
It is over in 6 seconds.
I look to Akare.
I walked away.
The car is gone.
Presuming
Like
this
you're
conversation
already
can happen.
gone.
I
You
mean,
are
by
already
this
gone.
by this time
I
he's a
assume we were all trying to walk away together.
I'm about an eighth of a mile away. Yep.
Okay.
He's a mirrored on us.
I don't know what to say. It's obvious we're banished. Fuck it. We don't need him anyway. We don't need that whole city to do what we're doing. We have everything we need, with the exception of Uncle, starts with an F, Fulgrath, whatever.
But
he's-
now I'm
he's able to do whatever
mad.
he wants.
He did what he wanted to do, and now I'm mad. Oh.
God, I want to fucking stunning strike him so bad.
Samira, the time will come. There's only the two of us.
The time will come when you'll regret your decisions and what you just did to me. Don't think I won't make you pay. Before I leave this island, you will pay for what you've done.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
Not telling myself, I'm making a promise to you.
I make a promise that you could never touch me.
I'll just kind of smirk at him, flex a little bit, and walk off with Kidai.
Like a 16-year-old.
I'll kind of. As we walk away, I assume, Zamira, are you keeping your eyes on him?
Mm-hmm.
It was a little flex of his power, I guess.
I'm gonna kill
So-
him.
Well, yeah, as we should, but
Actually, no, I don't even want to kill him. I want his people to see who he really is and outcast him into nothingness. I want him to live with nothing and no one. Like he's made all these parents live.
As you guys,
maybe that's his fate.
as the three of you leave the city, that's where we're gonna go to break.
Oh. Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
can we, since they're like time-wise, we're like a little out of balance, so can the Three Stooges get like an hour and a half to like talk about porn and stuff?
To talk about
On our
porn?
side? Like just
We're
flesh
not in
it
the
out.
mood to
I
talk
don't know.
about porn anymore.
Or
Yeah,
smut. I'm sorry, smut.
Because
Smut.
group 1 fucked around for so long, he's asking more time for group 2 to fuck around. Let's do it.
I'm just kidding. We're just efficient. Like geniuses are efficient.
Yeah, well, I have to try and balance it between what needs to get done and making sure everybody gets to actually do something.
No, I'm just teasing you.
I
man.
feel bad because Zach hasn't got to do anything, and we're an hour and a half into the session.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sometimes it do be like that. Welcome to the game, Elliot.
Yeah.
Hope you're having
Thanks. This is great. Getting a front row
All
seat.
I'm gonna say is, an alarm goes off, and neither of you thought like, "Oh shit, they know we came in." Neither of us are gonna go back and try and act like we're inside.
fun. I thought about doing it, but then I don't know. They were searching the tree lines, and mirror fucking bolted off like Sonic. Oh well. We are where
Shit,
we
there
are
was
now.
an alarm in there. There was, I mean, we couldn't like.
There was one alarm with a passive perception fire elemental in it, and you guys had rolled high enough stealth checks to avoid it the whole time. So what do? You grab it.
Yep. No, you put that blue candle in there, and you just because you
Okay,
do.
how the fuck
You
was I
put a
supposed to know
red
it was
button.
an alarm?
Yeah, I don't know. Just don't fuck with the blue candle.
I told you it was
I
the
said I
only
was
thing in the
looking-
room that looked out of place.
It's fine. I'm not mad. What's done is done. I'm okay.
Yeah, but
We
I
didn't-
said I
we
was
didn't
looking
need the
for
city
like
anyway.
hidden things.
Let's debate it later. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's
Let's
fine.
go to
We
break.
didn't
Alrighty,
need the
guys.
city anyway.
We're going to lunch. Don't go no or not going to lunch. We're going. We're going. I'm gonna go eat something because I didn't get to eat dinner. Maybe that's why my mind's on food. We're going to a quick break. We're gonna be back here in a couple minutes. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Make sure to unpack your sad sandwiches because we're going to lunch.
Oh God.
What you got on yours, Zach? Little turkey, little Swiss.
Let's look.
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled a tarot card for Kalu, and look what I literally just pulled.
Stop! That's amazing. It's literally perfect.
Yeah, I literally split the deck, and the devil came up. Should have killed him.
I love it. Literally love it.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest. I
perfect.
don't know if you could hit him on your own.
Oh, I
he's gonna
was so mad. You were. I had to rein myself in there. I was like, I'm mad. You don't
Yeah.
do that to my
That
friends.
shit.
But we need to walk away. There's only two of
When
us.
she spits at his feet, he's gotta set the precedent. Like, you don't do that.
I'll spit on his grave.
Or somebody would spit on me.
No, stop.
How's your week been, Elliot? You're muted, sir.
Good. It's been good. Busy, but good. How's the PC recovery going?
We're pretty much fiddle back to shape, with the exception of a few things, which, I don't know, it seems one of those things where you just, when you find out you don't have something, you gotta go find it if you have it, or if you don't have it, you gotta remake it.
Gotcha.
Can't say it was fun, but we're on the upswing at least, so that's good.
You're through the hardest part.
Yeah, the hardest part was definitely taking the whole PC apart and checking every single connection. And trying to figure out what the hell came unplugged or God knows. And to be honest, I don't have an answer. It just started working, which is whack. I think I reseated every connection from the power supply in this PC 3 times. Didn't work. Literally walked away and watched a YouTube video on my phone because I was like, at the point I was just stressed out. Walked back up to the PC, pressed the power button, turned on. Didn't even touch it in the 15 minutes I was away. I have no freaking idea.
How old is it?
Well, after all of my work, it's basically brand new. I got a 3080 Ti in this thing, an i7. So, technically, SSD died, and I upgraded my PC at the same time.
Hey, sometimes you just need an excuse, you know?
See what else he's in the background there.
Yeah, that was good.
Is he just holding his dog?
He's like dancing with it.
Yeah. Makes her, I think he calls it be human. She doesn't like being human. Last time he puts his head forward.
I don't like being human.
Did you make Juniper be human?
Is that the name Juniper?
Do you guys want to hear a funny story? I bought a new car on Monday. Went to the dealership. And they had baked cookies at their cafeteria or whatever. And I was like, dang, those are like delicious cookies. I think it's fresh. Baked cookies. I said, you guys bake cookies here? I was like, well, it's usually like a chef in the back, like, a bunch of cookies. No, we just cook them. I was like, so you just keep them? Yeah. I was like, can I have some? He was like, they're frozen. I was like, I mean, yeah, sure. How many do you want? I was like, I want a big bag of cookies. Car. And so what I brought home was like a 20-gallon bag.
Hold on, I'm gonna show him.
They just gave you this, or
frozen-
did you buy them? What the
Look at that
fuck?
fucking bag of cookies.
Yo! It's like the fucking size of Emma. It's
It was
how big
worth
she is, bro.
worth the buying of the car to get that bag of cookies.
Had you signed anything before you asked for the cookies?
Did they just give it to you?
Yeah. I bought a
Lifelong
fucking
customer
car.
required. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I
Fair.
didn't go that far, but they did give me the cookies. You can't. I'm not that easily bought, right? It
I
is a
am.
nice gesture.
I am.
But
Yeah,
I
but
only
I'll
thought
stab
about
somebody for a Snickers, bro. You want your cousin taken out? All I need is a candy bar. Let's go. I'm a cheap. Can't say that word. I'm a cheap.
You're a cheap whore.
I'm so tempted when we're level 20 to run away from Zeltroy and go find Kalu and kill him while I'm level 20.
You
don't
couldn't make
think-
it back to the city in 1
I
minute.
don't think the math adds up. Like one level 20 character is still making shit rocked by one boss level monster.
I should have just chugged my level 20 potion right there when he was looking at me, just fucking yeeted him.
I probably
Sorry
would have died
guys,
laughing.
can't help in the big bad fight. I used it to kill this dude for being a fuckwad.
Where did you guys get the level 20 potions? Did you make them?
Bogrand made him. Your brother.
My brother?
Brother from another mother. Same
Oh,
brother.
it's full ground. We really need to find a way to secrete him from the city.
Story of no sending. That's all I'll tell you.
Yep. Elgrath needs to make a choice: in for a penny, in for a pound, or stay in neutral like he wants.
Also, the tattoo person.
Let's just get everybody to leave the city.
What we could do. Oh, never mind. We can't.
Hex, I went and found it, by the way. Did you see my message on Discord?
I did, yeah. So we have 5 days at the start of this morning, and I have
Bring us back
23
here.
hours left. So I got a lot of reading to do.
And we
So-
still got quite a bit of work to do on that pylon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have made steps in the right direction, but there's still time you're gonna have to put into it. You know what, let's go ahead and let's get back to that real quick here.
So our 6 minutes of playtime can be over.
Sorry.
I
As we
really
come
wanted
back
be
to the geniuses and Kothar.
Nice.
As the two of you continue working throughout the night, Astoria, are you taking your potion of wakeful rest, or are you taking 4 hours to rest and saving the potion?
If we're at kind of at the beginning, I might save it for the first. I mean, do we think we're going to be here for a couple days?
Go
I'm gonna
ahead
try
and each
not
of you
to.
roll an intelligence check. The amount of work you got done and the kind of map you're laying out to create what you're doing with this pylon, just to estimate how much time you think it's going to take between the two of you.
14.
$20.
And you know what? Because it's a mechanical thing, I'll allow you to add your proficiency because you guys are both proficient with Tinker's tools.
So it's like a Tinker's Tools check.
Okay.
Yeah.
18 then.
So 28.
Kind of looking it over, discussing amongst yourselves, and
Among Us.
as you kind of get a feel, you get the sense that this is going to take roughly about 20 hours of work to get it functional. Then you're going to have to transport it.
Okay, so I'll
28 hours of work.
yeah. Whew.
So if you guys put 1 full day's of work into it, you get 16 hours. Because you can take the potion of wakeful rest and get 2 full days of work into it.
So yeah, then I'll take it the first night. Then just try to get as much work done initially as we can.
And just to mention, this is 20 hours after your initial work you did on it to get it to where it is.
Okay. So wait, so let's do the math on that. So that leaves us, so 20 hours, that's going to cake, we're going to get 16 hours done. We're going to have to rest tomorrow. And then we're going to have to, that's going to leave us
4 hours.
starting 4 days. So it's going to be 4 hours on the next day. On the 4th day, we'll need to do 4 hours and then travel, which leaves us 3.5-ish to work with it where we're going.
Does that sound like enough wiggle room for you, or is that cutting it too close?
It depends on DM. Are we feeling like we have a good bead on like the reversing of the polarity of this thing at this point? Like, do we
You feel like
we're gonna-
you've taken steps in the right direction. Your next Tinker's check's going to determine really the exact amount of time. Right now, you've got a general estimate of 20 hours, but your next Tinker's check, as you guys start getting into the nitty-gritty stuff of how it actually works together and how much power you're going to need and what you're going to need to put into it, is really going to determine the exact amount of time.
Okay, so I'll pop the potion of wakeful rest. We'll fucking slay this bitch home.
Yeah, work through the night.
I do need to, like, if we're gonna only get 8 hours in the morning, I'll take a break in the morning. Or, like, if we can only get 8 hours tomorrow, I need to use some of that downtime tomorrow to read.
Roger.
And Astoria can keep working while he's reading as well. Try to make some progress.
Right. You can only technically get 8 hours of work into crafting something or working on something in
Gotcha.
one day.
Gotcha. Okay.
But taking a potion of wakeful rest allows you to work without resting, so that allows you to get 16 hours in one day.
Okay.
So as you guys
Can we
work
do
through the
this?
evening, you get about 8 hours into it. I need you to make, this is the Tinker's check that kind of decides the exact amount of time you're going to need to get this done.
All right. 23.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm stupid. That's gonna be a 24, but I'm gonna use Flash of Genius to make it a 28.
Okay? 24 and 28?
23.
So this
Tinker.
is
Or 23
this
and
is this is the night of the 6th day out, correct?
Yeah, this will be the morning of like you guys are the night going into basically whenever you. So the next day will be you guys all have 5 days. This is the night going into that. So as you guys continue to work throughout the night, and you send the golems and maybe even Kothar, if you ask him nicely, just to sporadically go searching throughout the ruins of High Pass to find various different materials, other Loxlight hearts from destroyed or damaged golems, and bring them back. And eventually you start piecing them together. And as you start piecing them together, the outline of the masterpiece you guys are trying to create begins to kind of formulate between the two of you, with Astoria kind of like taking the lead. You're a bit more of the brains behind this because you understand how the transient pylon and the Loxlight hearts work and how they can kind of coalesce and join together to make something of what you guys are trying to do. Somewhat. You're not exactly sure if it's going to work without being able to test it, but in theory, it should create a gravitational field to hold Zeltroy within maybe a mile of what you guys can guess right now. It's hard to pinpoint how large it's going to be or what exactly it's going to do until you guys test it. But you guys get not a lot of work into it throughout the night. And with a better estimate, probably only got about 15, 14 hours left in it before you think it's ready to go.
Wait, we started with 20 hours left. We worked really hard throughout the night, and now we have 15 hours left?
Like I said, the other was a rough estimate.
Okay. So we got... Understood. So we have 2 full days of work left. Which leaves us with... And then we have to travel.
And without a giant heavy object, what was the travel time?
It's not a long flight. It's like 3 or 4 hours flying.
Yeah, it will not take you guys long for Dwayne to fly it.
If we can get it mobile.
If you can get it mobile, which is what you're working on. You're working on... Now, the reason it is taking a little bit longer is because you guys are working on making it mobile while also turning it into the gravitational trap that you're trying to build. So you're doing two things at once.
So we could potentially, like, just be able to drop it at the ambush zone and just be good.
Right.
I'll look to Kothar as we sort of rouse in the morning, or as he rouses and we're just sort of, I'll look at Kothar and say, Kothar, I think your judgment would be helpful in this circumstance. I suppose I will continue.
Judgment on...
Yes, do you think it prudent that we continue? Do you think, considering our timelines, and I'll explain the timelines, do you think it prudent that we continue, or do you think urgency dictates that we return with our work incomplete?
I mean, if you don't try, we've kind of wasted all these days.
That is a fallacy of logic to believe that time used is time wasted if it is not successful. Logically, if you cannot gain the benefit, the full benefit, but continue to use time on it, that itself is a waste of time. If we cut bait, as you might say now, we can use the time for other things. But I ask your judgment because you have a degree of wisdom.
I mean, I think you might as well try.
What options do we have to even the battle at this point, right?
Exactly.
Few. Okay. I will press forward. Sorry. I will tuck in on the rest of the day's work, and then at the end of the day, I'll read my book for as much as I can get until bedtime.
Yep, and I'm just working alongside him.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find a way for Kothar to help. Say, Kothar, hold this here, please. And then I'll just leave for like an hour. And like, it's just a completely superfluous object that he's holding, like in place.
Why did you
Sword is
ask him to
really
hold
quite
that
sharp.
bucket?
How dare you?
My understanding is that the mortal races like to feel useful.
They also know when you're mocking them.
I'll look over at Kothar.
Most.
Kothar, I did not intend to mock you.
Why
but
would...
you can put that down.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I was helping.
Like I said, most.
I'll look at Historia and say, it can be difficult to read at times. And we'll get back to work. Superman.
The other three of you, again, timey-wimey stuff as you leave the city. It is getting into the late afternoon, early evening hours. Are you traveling through the night towards High Pass or making camp on the outskirts of the city?
Nighttime travel is safe travel, right?
That is the status quo of what you've found on this island,
Mostly.
mostly.
I don't like the way that question was asked, but sure, why not?
Okay.
Out of game question.
Yeah.
Alyssa, can you turn into like a giant eagle yet?
Yes.
I can
believe so.
turn into an elemental if you'd like.
Well, I was thinking we could just fly.
Hold on, I haven't looked up giant eagle in a minute.
Oh,
Give me
that's
one
walking
second.
shit.
I'll save you the legwork you can.
Thanks. What about a draft horse? Nobody wants that. How sad. Yeah, giant eagle then.
Okay. The two of you climb on the back of Eagle Kidai, and it takes you... What's the flight speed of an eagle again?
1 second.
I want to say 120 feet, but
80 feet.
It says 10 feet, but that doesn't sound right. Oh, 80 feet.
80 feet. So
10
not
feet
quite,
is walking, apparently.
not
which
quite
is
as fast
hilarious.
as, not quite as fast as Dwayne, but in a few hours you guys can make it to High Pass soaring through the skies. So after flying through and eventually maneuvering throughout the city, avoiding what golems and various other beasts of High Pass there are in the night, you guys eventually in the morning join as you enter into the tower, and you find Kothar holding a random bucket as Scholar tells him he no longer needs to be holding it. We got the party back together.
Oh, shit.
That's really why we caused the ruckus, so we had to leave and help you out, Matt.
Yeah, that's why.
I'll look over with like a screwdriver in hand and say, we weren't expecting you.
Is
We
everything
weren't
alright?
expecting to have to leave. No, not exactly.
Things got a little complex. Welcome back in the city.
We are in the middle of something important. Perhaps tell us your story later.
Well, we can't go back.
Didn't know you were programmed for sass.
That was very sass.
As
He's
like,
learning.
As I'm literally like rejigging like 100,000 volts worth of electricity with like a screwdriver, and I'm made of metal.
You're doing a great job.
Kothar will turn around with the bucket. I mean, I have all of this you can put your story into.
What? Fuck you guys. We broke into.
Like, I'll look over at
It's
Zamira.
the story later, maybe. Scholar seems irritated.
He's just focused.
I'm like looking at Kothar. I'm not even acknowledging Scholar's nonsense. We broke into Kalu's house and got caught, and he banished us.
And you
But we
killed him
found out
for that, right?
I wanted to, but the other two didn't seem to want me to.
I appreciate that you didn't.
Oh, right. Mom, son, that whole thing.
Yep.
Your son's a piece of shit.
He's been without me for the last 100 years, so.
And I'll just kind of yada yada. I'll just divulge that we found out that they're picking lineages, and he knows Eltroy's a piece of shit, and that they're using magical people, but he does seem to think that his dad's alive. All that.
What made him think that he was alive?
Well, we followed a messenger and found a letter that he wrote to his father that he was delivering to the entrance of the cave, speaking to his father.
Did it
So he
seem
at
like...
least-
Sorry.
Oh, no, the letter seemed like he legitimately does believe his father to be alive, but he knows that he's lying to people and sacrificing these girls, and he says it's for the greater good.
You hear like the loudest like electrical zap, and like Scholar just goes stock like still, and then like falls over like C-3PO tin can.
Oh no.
You know, I do think Scholar might be right. I think we might need to table this discussion till I can focus on that.
Have we made Tinker's check for this bit of work?
Yes, you have.
I don't think we made it for last night. Are we doing another one?
This
or
is the
it-
end of last night, says they're arriving.
Oh, okay. I see. Timey-wimey stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll wrap up, and then we'll listen to the story, I guess, because Zamira seems excited about it.
Or it's important, but okay.
It's good that you bring this news. It might have been difficult if we had arrived in Ophila unawares.
Astoria, do you have any idea why Seltroy would be interested in lineages skilled in arcane?
It could be a number of things. I mean, as I believe you've discussed, he could be trying to break the hold on him, or it could be a way to create new dragon. I mean, there could be something that he's kept completely to himself that we don't know about that could, be much more dark and dastardly.
I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
Wondered maybe if you had a bright idea.
No. I have missed much of the action recently, so...
Not being allowed back in the city does put a damper on anything else we were going to do with your brother.
We will need to extract him.
I can always send word to him, see if he'll meet us at least.
He seemed pretty adamant that he remain neutral. Do you think he'd throw in, knowing what we all know now?
He could, but I don't know that. I think we would need to discuss it with him face to face. I don't know that I could send a message and convince him, to change his mind that easily. I think maybe there's a chance we can at least convince him to have a conversation with us.
We could request he meet us here on his way And if nothing else,
Okay.
he could deliver the goods we requested.
One more thing, Astoria. Your son, as if we had some hold over you, told us to return you within the day. I told him he didn't have such power over you or us.
Well, you were right in this situation.
But it seems that he's... Well, I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to be actionless when you don't return. He's going to do something.
What will we do? March all the way down to these ruins filled with golems and hunt us down? I mean...
I hate to say it, given the time that you've been interred, but you tell me. He's your son. What will he do?
I don't know. I hadn't thought that he would be... I thought he was complicit blindly, but now it seems that he
knows.
He knows, and that complicates things. And I didn't expect that, so to be honest, I don't know what he would do, but how long would it take him to get here on foot?
DM, as someone who probably hasn't traveled too much through the forest, but just our travel time to High Pass would be from Affila.
Make a survival check for me, because every time you guys travel, you're traveling under the benefits of mostly flight lately,
right.
and you also travel under the benefits of Kothar, who halves your travel speed.
He sure does. Survival 23.
23. From what you gather, if Kalu was to gather a small platoon or even a small army and tried to march on High Pass, it might take him a day to travel across the land just to get to you. A full day of travel.
I'll share
Killed it.
that.
I mean, I
He
can
knows.
always send...
He knows that we know. And the only thing I hold out hope is, well, aside from some of our present company as I glance over at Samira, I'm still of the opinion we should tackle this problem from the top. I don't know Kalu that well, but I think he's thrown in with Zeltroif, and even though he knows that it's all a sham, he's doing it for his father. Even if he doesn't want to admit it.
Well, I
But
think
I'm not sure your husband would be too happy with the way Kalu's been handling this situation. But I suppose that's for him to say.
It's true.
Assuming he's alive.
Assuming. Well, I suppose... I mean, you're right. We should take care of this from the top, because I don't know that... It doesn't sound like Kalu could be convinced by me or otherwise at this point, unless Zeldroi were to fall. I mean, he could be so blinded by fear or, what has been going on for so long that he's lost the ability to fight or even see that there is a way, an alternative.
I think at this point he's more fighting to protect the secret.
What he thinks he has.
If the people find out that he's been lying to them and sending off their children, he knows they would turn on him.
Yes. Yes. I do think...
Sorry.
I think I could at least... I mean, I could always send him a message too to... I mean... I don't know how much he would believe me, but I could... make it seem like I'm on his way back to him, but... After that incident, I don't know. He might be a little less, willing to believe me. As a note, out of game, Kalu doesn't know about any of their plans to fuck with Zeldroi. Okay.
Nope.
Just make sure.
He doesn't know.
Maybe. He doesn't know that all of us are in High Pass now.
As far as you guys know, he doesn't know where you guys are, doesn't know what you're doing or what your plans are.
Mhm.
All he knows is Astoria left with Scholar and
Kothar.
Kothar on the back of Dwayne, and with a rock that big, it's hard to tell where they're flying. He can tell the direction, but at that speed, he doesn't. As far as you guys know, he doesn't have any idea.
I have to apologize, Astoria. I suppose it's our fate, but I wasn't expecting your family to be in the center of all this, between your son and your husband.
My sons. But yes, it certainly makes things more complicated. And it, to be honest, I don't know if I could speak unbiased, especially if you all want to see Kalu answer for his crimes in some way. It's difficult for me to make a decision there. I hope you understand.
Jump off that bridge when we get to it.
I don't think his punishment should be up to us. I think it should be up to his people.
Point of order for you, Astoria. You can somewhat understand Kalu's point of view of how he puts his needs of his people, because that's the way his father always did. So he, from what you can tell, is trying to live up to his father's name by always putting the needs of his people first, but maybe he's not doing it in the best way.
I need to thank you anyway for believing in us.
Big baby.
It's not a small ask.
Killing a dragon god.
Or we die a terrible death. But I'll let you two continue.
I'm going to... While they were having this discussion, I would have grabbed Kidai by the hand. And I would say, I have something that I think you will like.
What is it?
I'll look over to the two automatons that are probably just waiting in the wings at this point, and I'll say, please, come over. And they'll approach.
Hello.
As commanded.
Hello.
And I will point to the where I would have taken a quick few minutes to just like heat etch names in the front of them.
Okay.
And I'll tell Kidai, I'll say, I named them things I thought you would like. And one of them says Mr. Forest Animal on the front of it. And the other one says Mr. Bountiful Fruit Bush.
Oh my goodness, they're perfect, Scholar. What? First of all, the names impeccable. You did amazing.
I thought you would like that.
I love it in so many ways. They're automatons?
That implies a certain degree of autonomy.
Well, I don't...
Robot is a better term.
Robot. Okay, they're robots. What do they like to do?
Nothing. They're incapable of feeling.
Okay, what do they do?
They do as requested. I simply thought you would enjoy, as you seem to have a penchant for naming things.
It's perfect. They're perfect. I'm not quite sure how to... Can you give me a demonstration?
Yes. And I will say, Mr. Forest Animal, please, lift that bucket. And that's it. He just lifts the bucket.
Does he lift a bucket? Okay, he does lift a bucket. And the other one?
The same.
Wow. Okay. Are they strictly under my command, or will they
No,
listen to anybody in the party?
they are under my command. I apologize if I conveyed the idea that these were a gift.
No, the naming was for me.
Yes, a small gesture.
It's perfect. Thank you so much, Scholar. The names are
Glad you like it.
perfect. I love it.
Then I'll like stand up like very stiffly, and then just walk back to work.
I'll wave to the robots.
Nothing happens.
The new politically correct term that I just learned.
Tinker's check.
What?
Oh, can we get back to work?
Huh?
Can we get back to work?
Yeah, I said roll it.
Oh, you said roll it. Okay. By the way, I found out you could make custom dice rolling, little custom skills, so you can add proficiency to a tool check, like Tinker's.
Is a 16 for Astoria.
I'm gonna throw a flash of genius to Astoria.
And that adds
5.
okay. So 21.
Could I, because of the timelines on this, could I technically give this to both of us? It says it uses a reaction. Whenever you make
Sure.
an... Okay, yeah, so I'll give it to both of us. So it's a 32 for me.
It's not in combat, so I'm not going to be nitpicky about it.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, 21 total for Astoria.
Okay.
32 for Scholar.
You guys get quite a bit more work done in your 8-hour period for the day. And instead of only having 7 hours left, you have 5 hours left.
Nice. So as we wrap up...
Real quick, the other 4 of you, while they are working on that for 8 hours, do you have anything you want to do during the day?
I'll ask Asori and Scholar if there's anything useful I can do.
Are you proficient in herbalism?
Kidai is. I mean,
Oh, and I'll give
shit,
Akari back his bow.
wait, no,
We've
I
had
have
this-
the tools.
Had this conversation like 4
I know
times.
we've had this conversation. It's been weeks since this shit came up. I have the tools, and I think I am proficient in it. Yeah, I'm definitely proficient in it. Do I have a kit itself?
You do
I was
have a
looking at the
kit.
wrong thing. I do. The answer is yes. Sorry, I don't get to use it very often. Kidai is kind of the herb lady.
It's okay, and if you need help,
If you wish to
Sorry, I'm gonna
assist,
give you back your bow.
I appreciate that.
herbal ingredients would be helpful. If you can gather some.
we'll just like, can I? If I can hear this, I'll just like throw in my pouch.
Does it have the ingredients that I would need to make more potions of watchful rest?
Certainly has some ingredients.
Well, it's E20 for me, guy.
Scholar, these two, when they were taken out of the rotation, is there now a gap?
Like just a straight D20. 11.
That's enough to make you 1 potion.
Titties. So I technically only use a quarter components. Does that considering the quarter components, or is it?
It has enough for you to make 1 potion.
Okay, just clarify. Okay. I could use enough to make 2 more would be useful. Would be very helpful. If you could find ingredients for me to brew another, so that we can continue our work, I would much
I'll work on it.
appreciate it.
When you took these 2 out of the rotation, as I kind of looked over towards the automatons, is there now a gap that I can slink out?
Yes, and because of my keen mind, I could probably just tell him exactly which route to take, like step by step,
Mm-hmm.
to take advantage of the gap.
I and anybody who would care or like to join me will go collect herbs. I know that's not the most exciting D&D thing, so if you want to gloss past
Oh,
that,
I definitely will. 100%.
Just both of you can roll either nature or survival.
Fucking hell. Every single time I rolled a natural 20.
Bruh. Survival 21.
That'll be a 30 for me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the?
DC was 15. I just want you to know that.
Well, I found double.
6 potions.
Yeah, so Akari and Kita, you guys venture out into the city, and while some might find herbalism boring, the two of you, after following the perfect map that Scholar laid out for you, and Akari knowing the lay of the land and spending some time here, and between getting these small glimpses in your memory of what the way the city used to look, and knowing where various gardens used to kind of lay in people's backyards or different chapels, maybe even a small little place where a guy was once an herbalist, you guys go through and you gather up what you could find through the various rubbles and the remnants of these gardens. You go around the outsides of the city where you find some of these kind of key ingredients growing in the arcane infected areas where this latent arcane energy has flowed out from the remnants of this city and kind of infected the herbs. And you find some of these herbs that kind of are strange, but you might find some use for them. So as you bring them back and they kind of lay all this out before you, Scholar, you're looking, and with what they brought you back, you have enough to make 8 potions.
Hell yeah. Okay, good to know.
Did I do good, Dad?
This is wonderful, thank you, both of you. This will be of much assistance. Effectively, this increases our capacity for labor ahead of the Zeltroy fight by 33%. Gotta get back to fucking work. Oh wait, we're at the end of the workday.
You guys are at the end of the work. So you're going into the night.
If I can brew potions, I know we've done a work day,
Mm-hmm.
but if I can, like, can I, like...
So you can
trying to-
try to brew a potion to get one to drink tonight to work. The thing is depending on your roll, if you roll low, you risk exhaustion going into brewing the potion because it's going to take you longer to brew it. If you roll high, you can get it and drink it before you risk exhaustion.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And could I request the most skilled herbalist to assist me?
Does that mean?
Whoever the most skilled is. I would leave it
I don't know,
probably
is
as
it?
Kidai, but I don't know off the top of my
Okay.
head. Without looking
Happy
at
to
it.
help if I can.
Okay.
What you need?
Just your assistance, or perhaps I should assist you.
Kidai does not get it in a quarter time, I'll remind you.
Okay, so I need to craft it, and she needs to assist.
Oh, I'm assisting big. Don't you worry.
Make your roll with
Okay.
advantage, please.
Let's do it. Ooh, that's not great. That's gonna be a 10, but I'm gonna use Flash of Genius to make it a 15.
It'll take you about an hour to get that first potion done. Which you're able to
And I
get
will-
done.
Mhm.
And if you drink it right away, you will avoid taking exhaustion.
I can, because we're not, like, we worked 8 hours. We're not right up against, like, nightfall at this point, right? We have a
Right, you're
couple
not right
hours
up
until,
against
like-
nightfall, but the way crafting in D&D kind of works is
Yeah.
you risk exhaustion by overexerting yourself by working more than
Sure.
8 hours.
Okay, so then I will wait until, so I've got it, I'll drink it, and I'll just kind of ride those effects. And then I will look to, once I drink it, this is so complicated and kind of ticky-tacky, but can I then brew more so that Astoria can have one as well and we can work through the night?
With that roll, you could brew more, but it's going to take you an hour per each one.
We'll go for it.
Okay. Astoria, just roll a
Just
history
one
check
more.
for me.
History. 25.
25. There are multiple different secret passages throughout the tower here. Ones that you and the Torsian family or the Duranas family know of. And you know that throughout those secret passages that one contains a vault. One in which you visited when the party first released you, where you grabbed a gem-encrusted bowl to grant them a hero's feast. You know that there are a multitude of other very rare and useful spell components hidden in this vault.
Anything that would help us in what we're working on, or just in general usage for everybody?
General usage for everybody. You know that a couple of them have mentioned sending Fulgrath to a far-off city to gather materials for them and various different things. As you've thought on it, and the more you've kind of gotten to understand what their needs are, you realize that some of those things may be here.
Okay. And did they see me go get the gem encrusted bowl, or would I need to direct them?
You would need to direct them to where it's at because they did not see you directly where you got it from last time.
Okay. Well, as scholars working on that second potion, I'll approach the rest of the group and say, I've thought of a couple things that may come in handy. You remember when I made the feast for you all?
Ko-Fi does, yeah.
There may be more things of use like that within the tower. There's some secret passages I could show you if you would like to check it out while Scholar and I continue our work. There may be something useful for, especially those that cast spells and things.
Whatever we can do to help.
And I will give them the directions.
When you guys send me that finalized list, I'll tell you whatever you find in there.
Did we not send you a list? I thought we sent
Oh
you a list.
shit!
I don't think you did.
Yeah, we haven't changed it since we originally wrote it.
Oh, you're talking about we posted this in chat, didn't we?
I think you guys discussed it in Discord, but never sent me a finalized list of what everything was requested because people started throwing out like random magic items and couldn't tell what was a joke and what was real.
That's fair.
There's no traps or anything along the way that I should be telling them about, is there?
Nope.
Oh shit, I wasn't mute.
Going into that late evening, does anyone have anything they'd like to do before going to rest for the night? Sending any spells? Contacting any people?
I want to read
Yeah.
the book.
Oh yeah. Good for you, girl. You're gonna have to remind me, DM. With Animal Messenger, can I send things to Fane? I know we talked about this briefly, but I don't remember how far away he was.
What are you trying to send to him?
Just a message. Just keep him updated on what's going on.
And what's the distance of Animal Messenger? I believe it's only 25 miles.
50? Hold on, I think it's 50. 25 words. Covering about 50 miles per 24 hours. 25 miles for other animals.
Yeah, you can send him a message.
Okay. Everybody feel free to jump in. Because I would imagine we're sitting around the dinner table crafting this message.
Literally just.
No, I don't want to. No, please. Please help me.
Matt, I just tagged you in the list.
I'm
Double
gonna, like I said, assuming we're at the dinner table, where should I start, guys? I feel like we should fill them in.
Is that how this works?
I have 25 words. I'm counting them down.
Oh boy.
We don't need to be that direct about it.
I'm going to.
Okay.
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 Kalu,
So,
asshole,
I think
like,
Zach
just
Delafon.
Akari's brother
I think Zach just got gassed by his
kills women is a dick. That's 8. There's 7. Akari, is that accurate?
Sounds good.
Thanks. Anybody else?
I mean, we should probably tell him we're gonna like actually fight Zeltroy.
Going to fight Zeltroy. For murdering virgins.
Nice.
I
We
still
still
have
have
to
more,
send me
guys.
what Bane's
Give him
response to
some
this is.
gossip. Give him some gossip.
This was to Fane?
Yes.
This is to Fane.
Oh, I missed that. I thought this was going to. I was looking for the list. I thought it was going to Fulgrath.
So no, this is to Fane. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Can you give me
So,
the? So it was.
let's run that back. Okay. Akari's brother murders women is a dick. Going to kill Zeltroy. Hopefully.
Woke up Akari's mom.
Woke up Akari's mom. We've got 8 more words.
Bitch brother kicked us out of town.
Banished.
Nice. Succinct.
We'll send more jungle juice soon.
All else is good.
No, you should say, how's the ladies?
All else good. Love you.
Okay.
I love it.
The first thing you hear is, "Come back to bed, baby."
No.
Oh, that's not how message works or sending works.
It's
It's-
Animal Messenger.
it's Animal
Oh,
Messenger,
it's
not
Animal
sent.
Messenger. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get this in a note from a bat, by the way. A bat with a little red ribbon tied around his neck.
Okay, so
Got
it'll
it.
be a couple. It'll be a while before.
Yeah,
You do
it
get
was
it in
really
Kidai's voice though.
Yeah, definitely. And you get the sense that she was counting it on her fingers as you go.
Okay, Matt, you just.
And the
tell me
love
when
you
it's
was
time to
just-
respond.
Very good.
Huh?
You just tell me when it's time for me to respond in however many days.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to complete?
That's all I want to do before bed.
I want to read the smut book.
Which one?
The one that we just stole.
Okay. Because Kidai has 2.
No, I want to read the one we just got. No, she gave it to me.
I gave her the monster one. I have my other one still.
The Maid and the
But, like-
Monster.
But like, if you need it, girl.
Zamira's gonna sit there and read through it and just look aghast. I mean, she has like no sexual knowledge, and she's gonna be like, "This is what people do."
I
And
told
she's
you.
gonna be,
I
like,
told you.
She's like traumatized. Like, why would anyone want to do this?
I told you that wasn't exactly what happened. To be fair, I did warn you.
Yeah, but she has nothing to compare it with.
It's fair.
Yeah, she's just shook, and she'll just like try to go to bed, but her eyes are like bulging, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" And then she's gonna think about how mad she is at Kalu, and she wants to kill him.
Alright.
Both before bedtime thoughts.
And then she's gonna have some really weird dreams combining those two things.
Not the horns. Yes, the horns.
simply because I've been rolling for this every session and it is out of my control now. Astoria, you are going to cast Sending, as you do every night before bed, to try and make contact with Torsion. I would like you to roll percentile dice for me.
Ooh, percentile. 36.
Unfortunately, as in every other night, as you attempt to reach out and cast out and send words to Torsion, you can feel a connection to him. Like, he's still on this plane, he's still there, but there's no response. Like, your spell, it almost makes it to him, but for some reason gets cut off just before it gets there.
Okay.
You all awaken the next day. You now have
Play the
4
sus
days.
sound. You should have
We
played the sus sound.
did Astoria and I just. I mean, we chugged our potions. And
Correct.
Did our work
Correct.
for that.
So
8
you could have
hours.
finished up the 5 hours you needed on the pylon.
Hell yeah! And then to wake everyone up in the morning, like do like a quick button press and see what happens.
You're activating it in the tower, just for clarification.
No, let's not do that here,
We
Scholar.
No, but if it works, we can use it to get it out of the tower more simply.
Hadn't thought of that.
And if the worst, I feel, is a cataclysmic explosion which ends us all. But I feel like that is the least of our worries.
So you'd like
Please?
to-
That was my attempt at humor. I am improving, I think.
You're doing great, bud.
No, I think the worst that could happen is a short somewhere in the wiring. Or perhaps a blown circuit. But
And it would be helpful to keep it in the workshop if we needed to fix something.
I think we are past the point of fixing something. We run short
Well,
of time.
anything that we might undo.
Indeed.
But
Why not? Let us see.
should we clear the tower first?
It would be a good idea, but it could take time to clear everything, and I'll like point to the lab.
Well,
Yes,
I just
yes.
meant for, living creatures.
We can wait until they awake. Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll take the last 3 hours to read my book if I can do so.
Yep.
Cool. Wait till everyone wakes up. I'll make breakfast actually.
Okay.
As everybody wakes up, I'll make breakfast.
You guys
Oh,
awaken
over easy,
to
please.
It's a type of breakfast that as you guys start eating, it's a type of breakfast that you can tell if it's somebody who has no taste buds because everything just tastes bland and unsalted.
Literally, he cooked it on his hand. Just like cooks the egg, like smashes the egg into his hand, and you see it scramble as he like smashes it up. He like deposits it on a plate, or like the utensil, and then hands it to you like nothing else. And it's like completely runny on the inside and completely tough on the outside, like flaky and tough. Eggs.
Surprisingly, I'm not super hungry, but I appreciate the offer. Is you just the loudest fucking fills the chamber from Kothar?
Oh, look. Awesome. Very well. We'll just take the eggs.
As we're all eating or not eating, I'll just ask, did we still want to potentially reach out to my brother?
I thought you tried.
I reached out, I believe that was to my husband, right?
Yes, that is to your husband that you tried to reach out to.
Gotcha.
I can ask him to, tell him things have changed and share the new information with, but we need to talk to him outside the city. He might meet us. I mean, if you still have things you need from him, it might be worth a shot.
Real quick. Akare, Kothar, Zamira, and Kidai. Each of you roll a percentile dice for me to see what you found in the vault whenever Astoria sent you to go find looking.
4.
Hold on.
34.
16. This man didn't even have his dice in front of him.
52.
All right. Real quick. 4, 52,
34.
34,
16.
16.
Oh, mine was 54.
Oh, 54. Okay, that changes it. You guys can indeed find the 200 gold piece of agate that you were looking for.
What kind of agate? I need to know right now. Is it flower agate? Is it moss agate?
Mossy.
It's
I got moss agate for Valentine's Day.
Spoiler alert, we're looking for 2,000.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said 200.
Oh, I meant to say 2,000.
Okay.
You find 2,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
Whoa.
Well, that'll be useful for scraping me off the pavement after the fight's done.
You find 2 potions of supreme healing
Oh,
and 4 potions of superior healing.
Nice.
As well, I roll this table real quick.
I'm not even going to account for the agate. I'm just assuming that's going straight to your inventory.
got it.
I'll keep track of the diamonds.
Third chef.
It's 100 gold pieces of gold for a Revivify, correct? For the
3.
diamond?
300.
It's 300? Then I will take
300.
300 gold pieces worth for Scott.
Copy, Chief.
How many did you say? 2,000 gold worth of diamonds?
Mhm.
Yeah, what? How much gold pieces worth of diamond? We have 2,245 gold pieces worth of diamonds. What do you want?
Well, let's see.
You can get back. You can get back to me. It doesn't.
Yeah,
have to
I
be.
might need to get back to you.
How much agate?
Akari, what was your roll again?
2,000 of agate.
16.
16. You
Oh,
find
that's fine.
4 arrows of dragon slaying.
Mama and Mia. Okay.
And Kothar, what was your roll again?
Mine was 52.
You find a belt of storm giant strength.
Oh.
Goodbye, girdle of recklessness.
Oh, that's beefy.
DM, these are just arrows of slaying, right?
These are arrows of dragon slaying.
Let me refresh.
They
real
might.
quick.
It might. I think it's arrows of slaying on D&D Beyond,
Specific.
but yeah,
That's the
specifically
one,
for
dude.
dragons.
Gotcha.
It's been an honor, Mrs. Obama.
You ready to like? You can't jerk off ever again with that belt.
No.
Can't ask for help.
If I did-
You had a 50% chance to get storm giant strength or frost giant strength, and you rolled the higher one. So
Nice.
Jesus.
Did I find anything cool?
yeah, you found all the diamonds in the health potions.
I didn't get any cool items.
Oh, Kidai didn't get any cool items either.
I didn't. I'm just here. Just happy to be here.
But it was worth
Ooh.
asking.
Well,
Uh,
he might succeed on these saving throws with these arrows of slaying, but
I
It's a DC
didn't want
17.
to. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. But if you wanted to get back to it, if you wanted to reach out to your brother, you can. I just wanted to do it before I forgot about it.
Yeah, no worries. I was just throwing that out there to the group if they still wanted, needed something from him.
No, I think just the ask if he's going to throw in or not. That's commitment enough.
Ask him if he was able to find the potions of love. Please.
Potions of love?
Filter of love, technically.
Remind us, Doria, what you were using. What do you need this for?
That is personal business.
Noted. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask him if he's on our side or not. If he's with us or not. And does Fulgrath, we have told Fulgrath of our somewhat plans, at least?
Oh yeah, he knows 100%
Okay.
what you guys are planning and what you're doing, and he backs it to an extent, but he doesn't want to be involved in it. Is what you guys have gotten the sense of.
Right, he doesn't want to come back on. That was for you. Oh yeah. He wants to try to stay neutral so it doesn't blow back on him if we fail. Which we might.
Alright, I'll send him a message then. And I will say, Fulgrath, we're getting close. More things have come to light. We need to know if we have your assistance or not. And I'll just leave it at that.
He comes back. I need a little more information. I have some of the supplies you guys asked for, mainly gem dust and diamonds. I wasn't get much of anything else. But somewhere we could meet. That's up there.
I can explain more if we wanted to meet outside the city, potentially. Actually, before I send that, I would ask the group if they had a specific place in mind to meet him. He does sound like he's open to meeting, or at least relay that to them.
Well, let's back up the conversation a bit. Matt, stop me if I'm
Yeah.
crossing boundaries here. But Elliot, Astoria and you well know that Fulgrath is a skilled arcanist in his own right, and he can teleport.
Oh, okay. So he can probably just teleport here
according
then.
to what we've
Yes.
gleaned.
Yes.
Okay.
He has the capability to move himself as he wishes.
Okay. Is there a specific name for the tower we're in?
It's just the Tower of Dornest
Okay.
in the ruins of Elzora.
Should I tell him where we're at? Do you think it's all right? Yeah. All right.
Well, I'll ask this. I know he's your brother, and I know you haven't talked to him in some time, but do you think if Kalu starts being rash, do you think he has the capability to stop Fulgrath?
If he knows what he intends, maybe, but he would have to find out. And I mean, knowing that you think he has some suspicion, he may make the connection considering the visits we've made to Fulgrath, but it's a risk regardless.
Yeah, because DM, correct me if I'm wrong, our second visit to him was not clandestine.
Say again, sorry.
Our second visit to Fulgrath, we just walked past some guards.
Yeah, you didn't,
Straight up.
nothing expected of it.
I mean, they may have reported it, they may not have, but we were not sneaky every time we talked to Fulgrath, so the possibility is there. Yeah, okay. I'll share that. But yeah, I don't think Kalu was a threat to Fulgrath. But I was curious if you knew.
No, I mean, he's my son. He's not an idiot, so he could figure it out. But I think
Scenario would beg to differ, I imagine.
he may be an asshole, but he's not an idiot. I'll say that.
Beg to differ.
Yeah, beg to differ, see?
All right, I'll have him meet us here. with whatever he could have acquired for you. And I'll send a message back to Fulgrath and just say, yes, we can provide more details. We're currently at the Tower of Durnast in High Pass. Bring whatever you may have acquired.
What time goes? It'll take me a few days travel to get I can teleport to multiple other places I usually know. It's been a while since I've been there now. Circle still exists.
We don't know if the circle still exists. We haven't seen it, right?
You have not found an arcane
Right.
circle.
We need to fly to near Ophila anyway. Perhaps we meet him there.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Okay.
We need to test this before we do anything.
So we'll have a meet him at our destination then. Okay. And I will send him back a message saying that we could meet at said location. I don't know the specifics of it, but if that is easier for travel time.
You guys are flying back on, I assume, Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
We need to test the device first. We haven't got a resolution of whether that's worked.
You are correct. Where are you testing it?
To make it lighter, we tested in the workshop.
It's already lighter. You can physically tell.
We can tell.
Oh, okay.
Kothar, with your newfound strength, you walk over, you go to pick it up. One hand.
God damn.
Shit. Okay.
Because Kothar is now stronger than those golems.
Yep.
Jesus.
I want him to snap me in half. That's
Gotha now
straight
has
up
a
hot.
permanent +9 modifier to his strength.
Oh,
It's disgusting.
It's
what the?
it's.
What the fuck?
Do you think it's gross now? The 20th level version of Kothar is nasty.
What's your? Can I just ask what's your to hit on non-20 Kothar?
On non-20 Kothar, on a bite. On a bite, 13. On my
Those-
natural weapon, 13.
Those some Ikari numbers, bro. He's
To
got
be
some
fair,
solid
it's only a 14 on my most enchanted weapon, because the other one is locked behind a city you got us kicked out of.
Really? Really?
Good night. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Also, you said 13 to. I'm gonna stop with the soundbar. 13 to hit. God damn. All right, I'm done. I'll stop
That's the
with
Fable
soundbar.
music.
No.
Not quite Fable.
Sounded like Fable.
It's similar.
Okay.
No more
I
soundbar. I
guess.
promise.
Do we know if we test the gravitational field, will it lock it in place, or can we undo it?
You can undo it. It's one of those things where the way you guys at least have... My tablet just died. The way you guys have programmed it, that once you activate it, it pretty much is activated for an hour. And then after that, it deactivates and needs time to recharge.
Do we know how long
Okay.
it would need to recharge?
You gather without testing it, maybe a day.
Can we get that ambient energy from the sound and stuff? Well, let us test it before we go. Perhaps outside.
Outside would be better, I think.
Kothar, if you could carry it.
Joel, easy enough.
Could you also... Never mind. Later. Please, outside.
Joel?
And then I guess once we're outside, press the button.
As
Boot
you
the
guys
seat.
go and set up the transient pylon, and as Kothar kind of like sets it in place, you watch as just kind of it's like the magnetic field that kind of sits around it is kind of just helping it to just kind of float and slowly circulate there in the air. And as you walk up and you go to turn it on,
Nice.
the
It
small
farts.
field kind of apparates around it, and as it goes and activates, there's like a small little push, a wave that you guys feel apparate and sends outward. And you watch as about a half-mile wide barrier just and grows out from the central pylon. You like look up through the air and you can see the gravitational field that's almost encirculating all you guys. There's these large arcs of like arcane lightning going across these like hexagonal barriers that are kind of floating throughout the sky.
It's a warp shield. I love it. I'll look at Astoria and I'll say, fine work.
You as well.
I'm going to test this out. I'm going to cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
And attempt to fly.
You can indeed fly.
I can fly.
And fly.
Try leaving the dome.
Okay. I will fly up and try and pierce the dome.
You fly up, and it's like slamming into a wall. The second you get close, the gravitational field around it instantly hits you like a ton of bricks, and no matter how hard you try to push against it, you cannot pass the dome.
Let's go.
Help,
This
Step
is-
Dragon, I'm stuck.
Oh my god, no, stop.
We got us a big old Zeltroy snow globe.
Hell yeah. How big is the radius? You said half mile?
About a half a mile.
I'll go back down.
Satisfied?
Very. Can we turn this thing off or do we have to wait an hour?
You have to wait an hour.
Oh shit. Well, get comfortable, everyone.
Can we walk out of it?
Yo, we could go like dragon fishing, like a net. We just get Kothar to throw this thing. It'll just trap dragons inside.
What
Like
if
a
you
giant,
caught
like
one?
a Pokeball.
What if you caught, like, what if you had Fly on and you carried the transient pylon with you, right? And you just got a bunch of dragons to chase you, and then you pressed the button, and then you dragged them with you and, like, went under the ocean.
Bro, it's like trawling for fish.
Dude, dragon net.
After about an hour, as it shuts
Is it farting
down,
now?
you notice that while you guys built and created exactly what you're looking for, looking across the transient pylon, there are so much power pouring through this pylon because it's not doing what it was meant to, that you get the sense that you've got one, maybe two uses before this thing implodes on itself.
That could be useful.
So it's like a Pokeball, but C4.
Pokeball with a timer on it.
Every Pokemon that goes into it just knows explosion.
This Pokeball will self-destruct in 4 rounds.
There's a, like, crying Pikachu in the Pokeball with, like, his hands bound.
Oh,
Whoa.
No,
hold on.
no,
now.
back to the game.
Alright, yeah, don't do that to my
Whoa.
boy Pikachu, please.
Yay.
I guess if we're done, then.
Did you just assume Pikachu's gender?
Well,
Back to
I
the
mean,
game.
Are we out by the river, like where we were gonna set up the trap?
Yeah, we're in a van down by the river.
You guys are
We were testing.
you guys
it
are
outside
in
of
the
tower, I
ruins
believe.
of High Pass testing the transient pylon.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if we'd gone fully outside of the.
Just in the
ruins or
ruins, like
just-
basically outside the tower, making sure you guys don't blow up the tower if it didn't work.
So to the spot then.
Is that one?
Now, just for clarification, are you guys stopping to meet with Fulgrath outside the city?
Yeah, I would have had him meet us at least near where we're setting up the trap. Maybe not exactly where we were setting up the trap, but near there.
Okay. So as the 6 of you gather the pylon and board onto the back of Dwayne The Rock Johnson and soar into the distance towards your location. That's-
Astoria, Scholar. It's because of you two we have a real shot at this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Let's go. That was a math episode.
That was.
Math and smut.
I
Worth
think Zach is
it.
ready to whack, dude.
That
No
was
better pair, baby.
that was me scrambling through my notes to figure out how to get the fucking party back together, and then you guys handed me it on a golden platter.
Well, you know.
Well, good.
They'll just
Okay,
get kicked
we'll
out of
see.
city. It's fine.
We
You're
were done
welcome.
anyway.
It's because we're nice, Matt. We're nice to you.
I've got to be perfectly honest. I'm kind of glad we got kicked out of the city because I was literally sitting there scrambling when the scene was on us. I was like, "What the hell are me and the two gals gonna do next? We can do nothing useful."
Yeah,
Like we.
I was
yeah,
too.
you know.
I literally told Zach this on the break. I was like, we could try. I want to fight him. I want to fight him with everything I have, but we're gonna die.
Well, and you guys coming back helped get more supplies for the potions, and that helped us finish it quicker. So
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
It was like a full half day even.
yeah,
So
I feel like it's just going to be Scholar brewing potions furiously and reading his book for the next 3 days. We could just downtime this, Matt. We skip it. Scholar, give me 48 hours.
you guys have for the beginning of the 4th day, 4 days now, until Zeltroy descends his mountain, or so you've been told. When he normally descends his mountain, you come to the Festival of the Choosing.
God, I hate that it's called that.
It is
Sounding like
looking
Gypsum's
like
preordained.
the next session, if everything goes as planned, will most likely be the build-up or the start of this combat.
Alrighty,
Spice.
So
let's do it.
this is for you guys and a heads up for chat. This is going to be a climactic fight. This fight will most likely take at least one session. One full session of just straight combat. Because of everything that is in it. So you guys need to have your level 20 character sheets prepared and your normal character sheets prepared. Elliot, for you need to, or I shouldn't say you need to, but you are fully welcome to, on your level 20 character sheet, pick out whatever spells you want. The only spell that I have banned for everybody is the wish spell because it ruins the game.
naturally.
Which
Quick
I don't
Or
think
makes it
which I don't think
awesome.
anyone here has access to.
Quick note because
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it. I know y'all have spent some time on your level 20 character sheets, and that's all well and good, but remember that your inventory does not copy over from your copy. So if you've added anything, I know, God, I can't think of names. Zach already added his belt, but like, for example, I went and copied Akare earlier. Now I have to copy him again because he has the Arrows of Slaying on him now. So
Hmm.
I would recommend to make sure, double check your inventory aligns perfectly, because when you switch tabs, you don't want to be forgetting anything you got in your pockets. That
Definitely.
includes the healing potions that I don't think we doled out.
Nope.
Stuff like that. So we'll make sure out of game. Just make sure out of game that you got that all shored up. Because if I wasn't thinking about it right now, I would now be missing the Arrows of Slaying on my level 20 character sheet.
You
Which
guys want
I'm
a
gonna need.
preview of Zeltroy's mini, or should I just wait?
Save it?
Save it.
Okay.
Save it.
I'll
Matt,
tell you
did-
right now, it's fucking massive.
Gotta widen those camera angles, man.
I had to.
Get that donking in there.
And Matt, you said you still needed to update Astoria's inventory a little bit, right?
Yeah, so she does not have the Staff of the Magi. I still have to add her
Okay.
her custom homebrew staff into there. I was using that as a point of reference because the staff that you have will also grant you spells much like Staff of Magi does, and I was trying to figure out how to make that work.
That's exciting.
So, guys, that is
Sweet.
all. Chat. Next week looks to be the build-up for our large climactic fight. Probably towards the end of the session, which means the following week will probably be the big battle. You guys don't want to miss this. We're getting closer.
Let's
Thank
go.
you, Matt.
Thanks for
That's-
having me along for the ride, guys.
So that's all for tonight.
Nice to meet you, Elliot.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah,
That's all,
thank you. Really
guys.
really
Have a good
skilled
night.
D&D player, so we're lucky to have him.
Bye.
Bye.